Hi everyone, I hope your Saturday's going well. We're doing a stream earlier in the day than we have been lately, even earlier than we used to, honestly, but Baja's out of town, I got nothing else going on. She's hanging out with some, college friends from undergrad. They went to the Olive Garden, and her soup looked good. So today what I wanted to do, while we're hanging out, and this is gonna be a far less, even by my standards, a less structured stream than usual. This is basically a research stream, where you and I don't know why I use the plural you all, and I are just gonna search the internet for more conspiracy, people to cover. Because I feel like I've gotten in a rut on Tinfoil Tuesdays where I'm covering the same people every single time. And that's annoying, and that gets old. So I want to find a whole bunch of new conspiracy theorists that we can cover in the future on Tinfoil Tuesday. And that's about it. That's basically what we're doing today. So hopefully we'll find some good stuff. Hopefully I don't have to delete the VOD because some new conspiracy theorist says the N-word or something. So cool. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing today? Good, I hope. Peter had a stream last night about the Arizona audit. It was incredibly frustrating. He doxed my email, which he should not do. He doxed my fucking email, so I reported it for that. So maybe Peter will get banned off Twitter or Twitch, and then we'll never get to cover him again, which would be okay. But like, irresponsible Peter. So he did that, and then I swear to God, Peter, so the Arizona audit report came out yesterday. I don't know if you know about this, if you watched my stream. The Arizona audit did a recount and found that Biden won by even more votes. And then a bunch of other vague shit where they're like, well, yeah, Biden won, but we found things that we think are suspicious. They had no actual evidence of fraud, just misunderstandings of how the election process works. So then Peter came on his stream and started this really cocky stream, and it was super weird. And he's like, ha ha ha, Democrats, we showed you. And it's like, Peter, did you read it? And then I swear to God, he kept pulling up. The only thing he would pull up was this page from greatawakening.win. And this was a fake page of the audit report. It's not in the actual audit report, but it was a fake page that someone either made to troll Great Awakening, or they're a QAnon provocateur who's trying to stoke the flames. So it was a fake page from the audit that said, like, we recommend decertifying the election, which the audit report does not say anywhere in it. So it was just me and other people in the chat for like an hour being like, Peter, here is the link to the real report. It's 90 pages long. Linking him the report. And he refused to look at it until like the last 10 minutes. And then he clicked on it and started looking through it. And immediately you could tell he couldn't find the page he was looking for. The one that was the fake page. And then it got to page 2, where it shows the vote totals and shows that Biden won, and he completely skips over it, and he's just like, blah, and he starts like rambling. It was really weird. It was like watching like someone disassociate in real time. It was horrifying. And he was like making fun of everyone else, and he was like, haha, Democrats, you didn't even read the report, when it was clear this is the first time he had opened it, and he had never read it. It was, like, fucking wild. So anyway, that's what happened last night. It was a wild ride. And I feel really bad for Peter and his family. I hope he doesn't snap and hurt anyone, because that concerns me greatly. Like, look at that guy, and I'm not just... I was gonna say I'm not just whistling Dixie, like I'm a person who uses that idiom. No, I'm not just making stuff up here. There was recently a QAnon guy who was a father who had a mental break from reality and killed his kids. I'm not saying Peter would do that or will do that, but, like, it scares me. People who are completely detached from reality can justify completely unjustifiable things because they don't view reality correctly, so... Scary thought. Oh, he was also watching his kids, including his newborn son, during that stream, and the kid was, like, you know, crying in the background, and then Peter would get up and go take care of the kid, and then come back, and it was like, Peter, take care of your kid, what are you doing? So anyway, that's the update on Peter. He seemed to think that today all the news websites would be like, oh my god, Biden lost. But let's look. Arizona audit. Let's look at the recent news stuff. Let's see. Newsweek says Arizona governor hits back at Donald Trump over audit. No decertification. Ignoring Arizona humiliation, stop the steal races forward. Trump releases statement making false claims about Arizona audit. Final report from Partisan Arizona Review confirms Biden defeated Trump. Like, these are the articles you expect, right? Because that's what happened. But Peter lives in this alternate reality now where he thinks... he thought he was going to wake up today and the entire news was going to be like, Trump to be reinstated. Like, he's so delusional. And it's getting to the point where it's on... And I don't mean to make this about me, but this is my stream, so I'm going to make it about me a little bit. It's getting to the point where it's unhealthy for me to cover Peter because I'm becoming emotionally attached in the sense that I am really, really concerned about this person in a way that I'm not for, like, anyone else I cover. Because, like, Call for an Uprising, complete asshole, right? Peter is just genuinely a really gullible guy who's getting taken for a ride and his family is suffering. And I just want so bad to reach him and to be like, Peter, come back to reality, you know? But I can't do that. I need to maintain some detachment from the situations that I cover. Otherwise it'll drive me crazy. So we might take a little break from Peter just because that situation is worrying the shit out of me and I can't become subjectively attached to stuff like that. That's not good for my job. Anyway, what else we got? Argonian Bum, thanks for 14 months. 45 seconds left to start the hype train. Argonian Bum says, holy crap, thanks for a year plus of being my parasocial best friend. I'm just kidding, but I do love your content. Well, thank you. Morak says, hey cutie, just wrapped up my Starfinder session for today. Players just did a bunch of tactical planning to start raiding alien bases to gather the codes to disable the mothership's field. Fun. Wagroad says, Baja's out of town and Hannah is lonely streaming. By Jeremy's example, it's basement pee time. Technically, my office is in the upstairs, as opposed to Jeremy's, which is in the basement. So this would be upstairs peeing. It'll all flow down to the rest of the house. I'll pee right into the vent that's over there. It'll just go all the way through the house. Let's see. Tara the Cat, thanks for 10 months. Appreciate it. Choking Ouroboros 87, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Much, much appreciated. Remember, it is September, so all gifted subs are 20% off, I want to say. I think that's probably going to kick off the hype train. Not sure, though. The thing is beginning covered by me right now. Yep, 86% to level 2. Sweet. So, while we're doing that, let's take a look at random conspiracy theorists again. This is just random conspiracy theories and theorists, vetting them to see if they have anything that we can cover on Tinfoil Tuesday regularly. That's what the stream is. Caller by Emmy says, cute top Hannah. Thank you, I got it at Torrid. It is cute. I've been shopping at Torrid a lot, which helps because it's like a store that has a lot of really cute plus size options, because I'm losing weight consistently, which is good. But, you know, I'm still big right now, so Torrid has really great options that look nice, because I find that a lot of like plus size stuff just isn't my style. It looks a little, for lack of a better term, grandma-y, Did I get your link? I did. It's open. It's in the queue of things we're gonna look at. Thank you. A lot of plus size stuff looks a little grandma-y, but Torrid stuff looks great. So I'd highly recommend if you're a little bigger and you're looking for stuff that looks nice, Torrid. Good store. Did I know that mountains are melted brick buildings? That'll be a good one, thank you. Vast Lunacy, thank you for gifting 15 Tier 1 subs to the community. Very appreciated. Killing the hype train. Let's see what we're at. Peter was something else yesterday. I know, right? Hello, Vast Lunacy. 96% to level 5. Someone clear the last 4%. Give like 100 bits or something. That might do it. Torrid is awesome. Most of your clothes are from there. Yeah, they're great. Oh, I didn't mention. Matching pants. Bitter Grin, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. Color by Emmy with 100 bits says, Hurls Bits. Thank you. I got 2 pairs of really cute underwear, too. One are like, because a lot of my underwear is just like generic, you know, generic underwear. But I actually got some really cute underwear from there, too. One's like, Halloween underwear, and it's like purple, and then there's spiders on it, and like cute spiders and spider webs, and then the light lace stuff on it looks like spider web patterns. And then the other ones are Groot underwear from Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're like cheeky underwear. They're really, really cute. Daddy Sume says, how the fuck is Peter so goddamn smug? I know. It's frustrating, isn't it? Cupcake Chaos, thanks for 17 months. I don't remember if I said that one. I mean, Torrid that wasn't the only Halloween underwear they had, so check out Torrid, I guess. Not sponsored or anything, I just genuinely like their clothes. I would show you the underwear, but that would probably be TOS. I'm also wearing one of the pairs right now, which is definitely TOS. So. Anyway, let's see what we got. What's this one? This is from Psionic Metaphysics, and it's a video entitled Gray Aliens Put Dinosaur Clones in Your Government. Okay, let's see what this is about.
I just wanted to start this video off with a little disclaimer by saying that any statements made in this video are simply my own.
It's a bit quiet. Let me turn it up.
Personal opinion, and therefore, if anyone acts on my information presented in this video, it is not my responsibility.
If everything I say on here is crazy, I don't know why they would kick me off multiple platforms and censor me off all social media and fly DHS choppers over my house every day for over a year.
Oh no, he's paranoid. He thinks they're flying helicopters over his house. Don't get me wrong, there might be helicopters flying over his house, but it's probably just a route that helicopters take in his city. 200% of the level 5 hype train. Killing it.
I mean, it's not like there's dinosaur...
Does the audio get any better? Because if the audio doesn't get any better, this guy's already a bust. I can't listen to this weekly. Or semi-weekly.
Like that. That's just a...
All the dinosaurs.
Oh, the ambulance, you know, when people...
Yeah, I think this guy's probably a bust if this is his audio quality. Mandela Effect the movie. We'll check another video to see if he has improved audio. If not, we'll move on.
Memories are actually evidence of our universe somehow becoming intertwined.
2030.
By their predecessor.
That one might be slightly better, but it doesn't even sound like that guy. Here's the thing with conspiracy channels. You want to find a conspiracy channel with a personality behind it, because that's what I find interesting. If there's like a character behind it, like Peter or Call or Nathan Thompson or Chris, these are all excellent examples of the kind of thing I'm looking for. I'm not ridiculing. I picked that video, by the way. I'm grabbing as much as I can from like BitChute and Rumble and stuff. I'm just trying to say, Like, that's what I'm looking for, so you understand the criteria. Or the immortality ring Nazi guy, yes. The theories themselves are basically secondary to the interesting people who talk about them, in my view. Your view may differ, and that's fine. Sky Comet Fallen says, is this the Ring videotape? Am I gonna die in 7 days from an evil girl on my TV? Not a high enough production value. There are exceptions to this, like that RV Truth guy. Not a big personality, but again, talks about conspiracy stuff. But most of the stuff I like to cover, I prefer it to have, you know, a distinct individual behind the videos. Wait, what was it? You sent me a message regarding a German conspiracy theorist via Discord. Have you seen it? I never use Discord, except for video calling Jake. So I have not seen it. If you want to post a link here, you can, though, and I'll check it out. Alright, let's check out this video. What's it called? The dumbest proof of a dinosaur hoax ever. And the thumbnail is... It says dinosaur hoax. And then there's a buff man in the middle for some reason. Is that the guy's rant Sona? If it wants to load. Is Jake okay? You heard he was sick. He's sick. He's had... I don't know specifically what's going on. I heard sinus infection. We haven't really talked much lately. So I don't know. Does this one just not want to load? That's unfortunate. There's an interesting YouTube channel run by Damien Eccles, one of the West Memphis Three. While in prison for multiple murders he didn't commit, he got really into religion and chaos magic. I hesitate to recommend it because I think Damien comes off as a cool guy and I don't want to see him bullied, but he's really good at explaining his beliefs and he seems very good faith. I don't want to make fun of that guy. No, to my knowledge, Jake does not have COVID. It's like a sinus infection or something. Isaac Inanimate, thanks for a link. Take a look at that later. Color by Emmy says, gotta leave early today, but have a great stream. Thank you. Well, this guy's videos don't want to load, unfortunately, so guess we can't watch this. That's unfortunate. I was looking forward to the buff guy rant Sona. Dragonfly, thanks for 10 months. What's this one say? Oh, the Time Traveler collection. This one looked fun. This is an entire channel that alleges to catalog evidence of time travelers and first-hand interviews with time travelers.
I've gone into the past is about 60 million years ago, and I actually saw dinosaurs in their natural habitat.
This man claims to be from the year 2082 and has been on a mission in which he time-traveled 60 million years into the past and saw dinosaurs with his own eyes. We met up in an undisclosed location as he told us his story. Watch this and decide for yourself.
I want to first and foremost thank everyone who's watching this video. I have a lot to get through regarding my story. And I want to thank Apex TV for distributing my message. I do appreciate that. There is no way that I would have the reach on my own without Apex TV distributing my message.
If I'm a time traveler, I definitely want to advertise some channel that I've never heard of before.
And I have contacted a lot of other news stations and media outlets, but Apex TV was the only one that got back to me.
All those other media stations wanted vetting and evidence, but Apex TV, I called them and they were like, yeah, sure, you're a time traveler, we'll show up and interview you. They did no due diligence whatsoever. It's great.
My story starts, well, my natural year is the year 2082. And the world as you know it, it will change a lot. And the reason I'm actually standing here in the year 2018 is because they sent me back on a variety of missions to stop major events that could cause a lot of havoc in the world.
Okay, but what kind of time travel is this? Is this Terminator time travel? Or is this Terminator 2 time travel? Or Back to the Future? Or Avengers Endgame? Like, they all have different rules. Because if it's one continuous timeline and you can change things in the past, then you end up with paradox problems. Like, if they sent you back to solve problems in the past, and solving those problems would directly affect the flow of the future, and affect your subjective present that you had come from, then the world you return to will be entirely different, and they would have had no reason to send you in the first place. Or maybe you weren't even born in that timeline because things changed. It's a paradox. Doesn't make sense. That's why multiverse time travel in fiction sort of makes more sense, if you want consistency. I like time travel fiction. Time travel fiction is my favorite subgenre of my favorite genre, which is sci-fi. So, like, I'm a big fan of time travel fiction. I am not a stickler. I don't feel the need for it to be consistent or to really make sense. It's a tool to use in a story. But this doesn't make sense, because this isn't just a story. This is a guy saying this really happened. And it didn't.
Events.
Maybe Looper time travel. Looper time travel has no rules. Looper time travel doesn't make any sense.
That could make the world a worse place overall.
He clearly cannibalized a TARDIS to make a paradox machine.
So that's why I'm here in the year 2018. The world in 2082 changes more than the period in between 2018 and 2082 is full of more change than ever before in all of human history. And I know what it's like in the far future as well, because I've actually been on a variety of time-traveling missions in which I've gone in the far future as well as back in...
Primer time travel? No. See, here's why I don't have a problem with time travel not making sense. Because if you make a time travel story that makes absolute sense and is completely logical, then you have the movie Primer. And the movie Primer, while it is an excellent movie and an excellent exercise in how do we write a time travel story that is internally consistent, at least to some extent, but it's not fun. It's not a fun movie to watch. Primer's great. I love Primer. But if someone's like, do you want to watch Back to the Future, or do you want to watch Primer? I'm gonna pick Back to the Future. Primer's a great movie, though. Primer, for those who don't know, is basically them sitting down and going, how do we write a time travel story that is completely internally consistent within its own rule set? It does it. I'll give it that.
In the past. The earliest I've gone into the past is about 60 million years ago, and I actually saw dinosaurs in their natural habitat. I saw T-Rexes, Stegosauruses, Triceratops.
Weren't many of those from different eras altogether? Like, you know what I mean? I don't think T-Rexes, Triceratopses, and all those lived in the exact same era.
Place overall. So that's why I'm here in the year 2000.
I accidentally jumped.
Again, to these people who watch it works, similar to our home I'm talking about. And it actually works to my benefit because I can...
Where were we?
Predictions. Human history. They come in a variety of colors. I saw purple T-Rexes, green ones, and I would...
I can get on board with the purple T-Rex. Rex and Sarah did, but tons of dinosaurs are millions of years apart. Yeah. There's 250,000 years between Triceratops and T-Rex. Okay, I thought so.
Actually say that my trips into the past were more...
Did I enjoy Peter's stream? No, it was one of the more frustrating experiences of my life because he was reading a fake page and didn't understand that no matter how much we told him, and he didn't read the real one.
Interesting than my trips into the far future, because when you go into the far future, the world has changed a lot. However, it changes in a more predictable way, because in the far past there is no such thing as humans. And in the far future, humans again do disappear. and they genetically modify themselves. They modify their brains to be more powerful. Their brains can actually interface with the internet, with other brains, other people they can interface. And I want to talk a little bit about...
Profane Priestess says, my favorite time travel is enforced continuity. You can't change the present or future because the present already accounted for your time travel. Yeah. Terminator 1 time travel. Yeah. I like that. I agree. And, Toxaholic with 100 bits. And if time travel were a real thing, I would imagine that's how it would really work. I could be wrong. And it's a bit deterministic, isn't it? But if I were writing a time travel story, that's probably what I would do because I find that to be an interesting kind. Basically, time travel where you go back in time to try and stop the Titanic from sinking, but oops, you accidentally made the Titanic sink. It was always you. It always had been you. There's no changing it because that's just how reality works. I like that kind of time travel story.
About what it's like to go into the far...
In fairness, I'm also a pretty big fan of Doctor Who, which uses a mix of this. Doctor Who's my favorite TV show. So, like, Doctor Who, for instance, has a mix. There are plenty of points in time, and in fact, most events in history can be changed, or at least messed with. But there are basically fixed points that have to happen. So, it's like string on a board, but every once in a while there's like a pin in the board that holds the string up. And then you move and you wrap the string around it and then you move it on to the next one, you know? So like World War II has to happen in the Doctor Who universe. The Doctor cannot stop World War II. He cannot stop Hitler. Fixed point in time. But there are other things, smaller things that he can intervene in. Or she. The Doctor was the reason Pompeii erupted. Yeah. Or save Rose's dad. True. Dude Spanking Dude says, I used to be friends with this Nazi kid in high school. He insisted that he time traveled. One time he had this plastic thing and asked me if I had any interest in Russia. I said no, and he said, good, then I would have to erase your memory, or some shit. Kid was weird. I hope he isn't a Holocaust-denying Nazi anymore. Oof.
Past. So what happens is
okay, so you know in Back to the Future, now I'm just talking about things I like about time travel fiction. But, you know in Back to the Future when a paradox happens, specifically the paradox of a past self and a future self meeting each other face to face, and they pass out, and that's how that works. In fairness, there's only one example, and it's, Jennifer running into herself. There is another part where one person meets the other, and it's Doc meeting his younger self, but younger Doc does not realize that he is talking to himself from the future, which throws a wrench in it. But my headcanon for this is the human brain cannot handle... It's basically like a feedback loop. So young Jennifer meets old Jennifer. Old Jennifer is experiencing both the current event happening and her timeline changing in real time as she is remembering the new memories of young her right in front of her, seeing her old self. It works like a feedback loop of memory rewriting, and it knocks out old Jennifer, and this reverberates back in time and also knocks out old young Jennifer. Is it stupid? Yes, but it's a time travel story, so that's what I'm going with. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, I know you hate this question, but have you seen the Star Wars Visions anime? Maybe the only kind you'd give a shot. Not yet. I plan on watching it, because it's Star Wars, but haven't seen it yet, no.
Get into a spherical machine. And by the way, time travel will become open to civilians. It will actually be released to the public in 2028. And it is open to civilians. It is open for commercial use. Eventually. I think that's enough.
Slaughter Amma says, I'm a fan of the classic H.G. Wells thing, where it's basically as is, but there's a very strict set of causal criteria you can do in order to keep things as they should be. one misstep and boom, zombie Hitler for president. H.G. Wells' The Time Machine was one of the first actual novels I ever read as a young kid. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't understand most of it because it was above my reading comprehension level at the time. But the thing that stuck out to me, and I think this is why I'm such a big fan of time travel as a subgenre of sci-fi, because it's one of the first stories I ever read, and it like captured my imagination. And it's the description of what the main character in the time machine, whose name I'm forgetting, is in the time machine, and seeing the days go by and centuries go by quickly in the blink of an eye. And H.G. Wells' description of that always stuck with me. I don't know. It's very interesting.
Another 10 years for you guys watching in 2018. However, time travel actually does exist, as I'm speaking to you right now in the year 2018. The reason I'm able to speak with you here today is because most of the people who watch this aren't going to believe what I'm saying.
Correct.
And that's fine. I'm not trying to convince everybody. And it actually works
Hydrate.
to my benefit because I can say things like this. And that actually serves us for some historical purpose. Because we're going to be able to look back at these videos and actually see that the predictions...
I don't think BitChute's gonna exist in the 2080s.
What I'm saying are not predictions. I guarantee they're going to happen, but they're going to be seen by everybody watching this as predictions. So they're going to see that everything that I'm talking about here in the year 2018 is going to have come true by the year 2082, which is the year that I'm from. Now, to actually travel in time, you would get into a spherical device. This was the actual time machine. However, how the whole process works, again, I'm not a scientist and I'm not involved in actually knowing how it works. Because let's be honest, do you know how the device you're watching this video on right now, do you know how it works?
Okay, but like if my computer breaks, I'm not stranded 50, 60 years in the past. I would think you would want someone to send back in time who understands how to fix the machine or something. Because let's say you go back in time and your machine breaks down and you're stuck there, and then today's people find the time machine and reverse engineer it. Does that not destroy reality as we know it? I've seen enough movies.
And likewise, I wasn't aware of exactly how the device that I used worked.
I know that, yes, it looks like bitch help us. I know. I thought it was appropriate. Arianon says obligatory mention of anime coming up. Steins Gate is blah 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 blah. It's about a normal guy who lives in a fantasy, actually creating a time machine and learning how to try and stop the end of the world, which is coming soon. It battles with so many paradoxes and time travel logic, and it literally mindfucks you so hard. I doubt I'll watch it, because it's fucking anime! Slaughterama says, I have a confession to make. I'm the one who convinced this guy he's a time traveler. I had a man in the High Castle moment where I came to him in a blazer and rubber dinosaur mask and basically plagiarized the plot of Stephen King's The Langoliers. In my defense, he's an idiot and I was bored. Vaz Lunacy says, so in what decade do they blur out faces and mandate black gloves? Mike Max with a link.
Here's the thing. Multiverse theory's a bitch.
But we do know that, at least I know that it's wild.
Alright, so we get this guy's video, but this channel is a repository for various time travel claims. How about this one? Time traveler from 2028 stuck in 2017. Dramatic music.
Hello to everybody watching this video right now. I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but I can assure you I'm telling the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm a time traveler. I've been both to the future and the past. and I'm choosing now to come clean about my story and explain why I'm in the year 2017. My story begins in 2028. This is the year that time travel was invented, and I chose to be part of the top secret program to send people into the future. For some people in the project, they were chosen to be sent to the year 2100. I was chosen to be sent to the year 2200, and this is the furthest that anybody has been sent into the future.
Stromboli says, the only kind of time travel powers that appeal to me is the kind where you get to choose how slowly time moves around you, and everyone has this power. You got to think about how to phrase things with the amount of introspection, soak in moments that matter the most, and orgasms are way better longer. Are you okay? What the fuck did I just read?
In fact, in 2028, time travel to the past had not yet been invented. We could only travel into the future, and we took a big risk. We didn't know if human civilization would still be around, but we did take the risk, and luckily, it was still around. And let me tell you, the world has changed far more than I could ever imagine. I can't give you too many details, but let me say this. One of the most pressing issues was the excessive amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This was causing our planet to significantly warm.
At least he's not a chud. That's good. He believes in climate change, and he's trying to use his time travel lie to be like, hey, climate change is a bitch. Yeah, it is. Slaughterama says, seriously, stock tips, bitch. If you're future, man, make me rich right now.
To the point where it's become harmful to us humans. Again, I can't say too much because I don't want to change the future for the worse, only for the better. And that's why I'm talking to you now. I'm very thankful of the fact that time travel to the past was invented by 2200. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be here today. So there I was in the year 2200. I got to see how human civilization had changed, and let me tell you, it's amazing. I now needed to get home to the year 2028, but instead we decided to send me to the year 1903 so I could see the first ever airplane fly. It worked wonderfully. I got to see the Wright brothers airplane firsthand, and then the plan was to travel back to the year 2028 so I could once again see my family. After watching the Wright brothers plane fly, I went back to the time machine, which was carefully hidden from the public, but I was now alone. And I hoped to God that the machine worked and that it would bring me back to the correct year. It worked to a degree. It succeeded in bringing me forward in the future. However, it only brought me to 2017, where here I am, stuck in the wrong year. The time machine is broken, and I can't talk to anyone I know.
But why would you film this video? Because if you're in 2017 and you exist at this age in 2028, that means current you could prove this immediately. You would just have to go find younger you and be on video together and be like, look, it's me, but younger. Or alternatively, look, it's me, but older from the future. And take DNA tests. Or like, if it's a secret, don't make this video because you could see this. Your wife could see this in 2017 or 18 or whatever. What? Slaughterama says, hey, first rule of time travel Fight Club. Time snitches get time stitches.
Because it would mess up the timeline. Now I have to wait until the year 2028.
What do you think? I think he's full of shit. Alright, this channel has some stuff. Oh, okay, I'll save this one. Not bad. We got one. We did it, folks. It only took almost an hour, but we got one. Arianon says, you don't have to read this out loud. Oh. Oh, it's fine. People bring up anime all the time. It's annoying, but I get it. Dr. Gamble says, because Hannah something something timey-wimey, fixed point time laws. Brilliant. Let's see. This is a channel just called Conspiracy Theories. Looks like it has a wide variety of different kinds of conspiracy theories. This video is entitled How to Protect from 5G Radiation, EMFs, Mind Control, DIY Life Hack. This is someone unironically constructing a tinfoil hat.
Hey, what's up everyone? Thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a while, but in this video I'm going to
I wish I had put, like, we're not playing bingo today necessarily, although I guess we could. I didn't think about it. But, like, literal tinfoil hat should probably be a space on the bingo card.
show you how to make a hat.
Let me guess. You take a hat and you put tinfoil on it.
That protects you from EMFs. And it's very simple if you have just the basic tools, which in this case is you're going to need a hat, preferably if it's a baseball hat, it's fitted one so it doesn't have a hole here. You can use a hat with a wide brim as well, that's another option, but since this is going to be my everyday hat, I'm going to use this one. I actually just bought it from a mom and pop store for $8, so I'm really happy about that. I want to support small businesses. Family businesses are struggling because of this fake pandemic.
Oh God, COVID is real. Get vaccinated.
Copper foil. I'm gonna leave some links in the description so you can easily find. It's really simple. We're just going to peel the foil from the backing, and we're going to start the application process. Starting with the brim, copper. The foil has very good anti-EMF properties. Best EMF protecting properties is from silver, but since silver is more expensive to get.
These poor bitches. I need to get a silver lined hat just to show these conspiracy theorists who's a real boss. Stromboli says, I've thought about putting my mind in my younger body as a time travel thought experiment a lot. I think the only thing it's good for is political assassinations because nobody would believe you. So you'd gotta go full crazy and just kill the people who fuck up the world the most before they do their damage. But now, I'd never do it because my kids would never be born and I'd be too emotionally attached to them to not make them happen. Kind of like Tony Stark in Endgame problem. This is why you gotta do Quantum Leap style time travel where you don't leap into younger you, but you leap into other people's bodies in the past. Quantum Leap. Oh my God, guys, I'm so excited. Quantum Leap is one of my other favorite TV shows. Scott Bakula was just in an interview and talked about that they're in talks to do a Quantum Leap reboot with him. Like not like a reboot, like a remake, but like a continuing Quantum Leap. I'm so excited. Stromboli says, more bits for just reading my ramblings. Slaughterama says, if I had a time machine, my first impulse would be go back around 1997, find George Lucas, and Minecraft him with a shovel to prevent him from making the prequel trilogy. Quantum Leap, the reboot, here's my thought. Scott Bakula's older now. He's in his 60s, and Quantum Leap had a lot of it is just talking, you know, it's drama of the week, you know, it's sort of the Incredible Hulk formula or Kung Fu, where every episode Sam leaps into a new situation and solves people's problems for them. I don't know what the trope is called. But anyway, some of those did involve a little bit of light action, running, you know, punching, stuff like that. And now the guy who played Al is retired from acting. He's really old. I don't expect him to be a part of it except maybe a cameo, if even that. So I would recommend doing a Quantum Leap continuation where someone, it can be Sam's kid, either daughter or son, it could be some new person, but find someone charismatic like Scott Bakula was and is, have them be on a rescue mission to find Sam Beckett, and they leap, and they do so, and in leaping, they transpose their situation with Sam's, so now Sam is back in the present, and now this new person is trapped in Quantum Leap, and now Sam has to be the Al character, the hologram that helps out this new person, explains the premise of the show, gives advice on how to do the Quantum Leap thing. I think that's not a bad idea for a reboot. Slaughterama says, did you know that Bakula can sing? Ensign set phasers for smooth as fuck. I know he can. He sings on the show, and he's had a couple albums that he's done. He's a pretty good singer. He was also on Broadway, I think, or off Broadway. I know he's done theater work.
Get, and harder to get as a...
He did. This is going to get removed. I'll have to remove this from the YouTube link, but this is great. So, this is after... This is in an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where the gang sort of goes through a quantum leap situation. It's a little hard to explain, but just know they're trapped in the bodies of other people. And they're trying to figure out what they need to do, and they think they're in a quantum leap situation, so they try and help people out to get out of their leap. And when they're there, they run into Scott Bakula at this nursing home, and they're like, Scott Bakula, what are you doing as a janitor in a nursing home? And Scott Bakula's life is basically ruined, and then this happens. Stromboli says, just let Mr. Plinkett be the leaper in the new series. I'd watch every episode.
How did they know that my
wife took it all?
And I'm not researching roles. How did they know? Ziggy, if you hear me, take me far, far from here. Let me leap to 89. That was a better year. I miss my old Camaro and my mansion in Van Nuys. Wish I still hung with Nash Bridges, played poker with a fall guy. Oh, Ziggy, can you see my tears? Ziggy, lead me far, far from here.
If you've never seen Quantum Leap, none of that makes any sense.
Why don't you leap on up to the 3rd floor? Somebody shit all over the dining hall.
Okay, boss.
Yeah, if you've never seen Quantum Leap, that doesn't make sense. I'd recommend it. Quantum Leap holds up. Quantum Leap is actually one of the more progressive shows from the late 80s, early 90s. It tackled social issues in a very honest, open way. The main character, Sam, is like a really great progressive guy. Like, there's an episode in Quantum Leap where he leaps into, did I watch Sliders? Oh, I love Sliders too, yeah. I like any show that has the premise of it's a main character or a couple main characters, and every week they meet new people and have to help them. I like that as a premise for a show. So, like, Knight Rider, I like Incredible Hulk, I like even Touched by an Angel, which I laugh at the vaguely spiritual BS in Touched by an Angel. But I watched Touched by an Angel as a kid because it was more of that same stuff. I don't know. I've never seen Stargate, so I don't know. Is that what Stargate's about? Is every episode they go through the Stargate to someone else and then they help them? Because then I guess I have to watch Stargate. Oh, shit. Slaughterama says, if I had to cast a new leaper, I'd choose Jeffrey Donovan. He's got a lot of that smug swagger. Stromboli says, what about My Name is Earl? I loved My Name is Earl. Yeah. Overthought says Quantum Leap is progressive. Oh, you used the one clip. You used the one clip. Let me tell you about it. Okay. So, we'll watch this clip in a second, but I wanted to talk about why Quantum Leap actually is really progressive. So there were episodes that, plenty that dealt with racial issues, and Sam has always been, you know, incredibly, like, fuck racism, and has used opportunities in his leaps before to try and right racial wrongs or whatever. And you could argue some of that falls into, like, white savior tropes, and that's completely fair. But for the 80s and 90s, it's pretty good stuff. There was an episode where he leaped into a soldier who was, Al and Ziggy thought was gay. and that he might get discharged for being gay, because this was in like the 70s, 80s was when the, you know, maybe even earlier. I don't remember exactly the date that he leapt into, because it's a time travel show. And Sam was like, and again, this is the 80s, 90s. Sam was like, I don't care if the guy's gay. It doesn't matter. He was completely, like, flatly shut Al's homophobia down. It was excellent. Yeah, good stuff. I don't think there were any, like, trans characters. Obviously, the term transgender wasn't really a thing back then. But there was nothing like that, to my recollection. I could be wrong, though. Slaughterama says, don't know if you've seen it, but Burn Notice is a lot of fun. Jeff Donovan, Bruce Campbell, and his weaponized chin basically MacGyver their way in and out of trouble. Yeah, a lot of those USA shows are like that, which are pretty good. I like Monk, I like Psych. So, what happens to the mind of the person Sam jumps into when he's there? They switch. So Sam's body is back in his present, in the year, it's like the 2010s, I think. Because it was the future when the show was made. Like the 2010s or something. So Sam's body is in the future, in 2010, in the distant future. And the subject's body is in the past, and their minds swap, basically. Although this gets into a whole mind swap versus body swap argument that happens because the canon is inconsistent. Like one time, Sam leapt into someone who had no legs. They were a Vietnam veteran who had lost their legs. But at the end of the episode, Sam stands up. And to everyone else, it looks like he's floating there. That doesn't make any sense if only his brain has swapped. But there are other instances where it seems like the opposite is true. So, I don't know. Don't try and decipher Quantum Leap canon. It's not good. Anyway, this scene, which I'm sure you've seen from the GIF, it comes off really bad nowadays, but this was the appropriate nomenclature in the late 80s, early 90s. It is not now. For those who don't know, the premise of Quantum Leap, this is me selling you on watching Quantum Leap, by the way. Go watch Quantum Leap. It's really good. Quantum Leap is a show about Dr. Sam Beckett, played by, blanking, I already said his name, Scott Bakula. Played by Scott Bakula. He's a PhD. He has 7 PhDs, which is a trope that Baha hates, by the way, because Baha has is working on a PhD. She's in her 5th year of her PhD candidacy. So she hates the trope of people having multiple PhDs. I think Bruce Banner has like 4 or 5. Because she basically has said, like, if you have more than 1 or maybe 2 PhDs in fields that are very similar, then you don't know anything about anything, because a PhD, the entire point is that you're specializing in that thing. Anyway, he invented time travel, where your brain basically swaps with people from the past. So every episode of Quantum Leap starts with him leaping into some person. He doesn't know who it is yet. He looks like him to the audience, but to everyone else in the contemporary period he's in, sees him as the person he has leapt into. And he only sees it when he looks in the mirror. So this was the intro to an episode of Quantum Leap.
I'm retarded?
That's actually one of the best episodes of Quantum Leap 2, which, I swear in context, guys, it makes sense and it's not bad. I swear to God. It's one of the better episodes of Quantum Leap, I swear. No, seriously though, the show is all about, guys, in the 80s and 90s, that was not an offensive term for people with mental disabilities. But the show is actually really good. It's all about walking a mile in other people's shoes. So the episode tackles, like, the fact that no one takes him seriously, and he gets a job that he can do, and that the person he's leapt into can do, but the fellow workers really disrespect him because of his differences. And so it's him getting all the other people who work with him to respect him, you know, and treat him like a human being, basically. So it's actually a really good episode. Mike Mack says, we watch Quantum Leap when you watch anime. JK, also Travelers from Netflix is a similar concept. Anyway, I'm off on a Quantum fucking Leap tangent, so let's get back to the tinfoil hat guy. I'm gonna put on a different thing, just because, same channel, but, you know, I get it. He's putting tinfoil on a thing. Ooh, he's got one of these.
What's up, everyone?
Stromboli says the best trans representation I've seen from the 80s is the son from Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Sorry for lack of clip. Everyone is super accepting after the hobo encouraged themselves in front of their dad. The Pantangler says, RE, the R word. It's probably worth bringing up that the euphemism treadmill, how words like, quote, moron and imbecile were once medical terms but were co-opted by the public to use as insults. Yes. Daddy Sume says, you watch season 1 of Punch Man and I will watch season 1 of Quantum Leap. Deal, Hannah? I've seen the first season of One Punch Man. I've said before, One Punch Man is an anime I actually like. I've seen One Punch Man. Deal, go watch season 1 of Quantum Leap.
I hope you're doing great, surviving the...
Now you did it. Now you gotta watch Quantum Leap, bitch. You just got
apocalyptic beast system that they're trying to put out on everyone. The technocracy will not succeed on people like us, and this is about anti-Russia propaganda. Why all this anti-Russia propaganda? But the most important thing that I want to say,
the audio mixing is quite bad in this. The music's too loud. Are the other ones? Is it gonna let me say okay? There we go.
The coronavirus.
We now have reported cases. Social distancing measure.
See, this guy seems like he's probably pretty ripe for doing video dissections on, but first of all, he hasn't posted in 9 months, and second of all, the audio mixing is really bad, and it would become obnoxious, not only for myself, for all of you, so. I miss Slaughter's bits, sorry. Slaughterama says, Psych was so much fun. I love characters like Sean Spencer. The man-child just rolled a nat 20 in charisma and uses it for nefarious intent. So fun. I always wished they did a Psych-Monk crossover. I thought that would have been fun. But they didn't. Sadness. Oh, this guy does music about conspiracy theories, I think.
News has become all too common.
Oh, I think we've watched that one before. Epic rap battles of history, globe versus flat earth.
Battles of history. Conspiracy.
Oh no.
Versus flat earth.
The best crossover is Psych and Dexter, Change My Mind.
This is the body armor actually, you just saw the video. They are making it high visibility, over black, navy, color, anything you want.
Is this a company that makes, like, stab-proof vests, and they're trying to prove something? What the fuck? Mike Max with a link. I've seen these. I've seen the promos, which is why, as a kid, I really wanted to see a full crossover, because I think that would be a really good premise.
Abilities whatsoever.
Here's what I think.
You have no psychic abilities whatsoever. You just pretend to be one so the police will hire you.
That is a brilliant theory.
So you admit I'm right?
Not at all.
Can you prove you're psychic?
I can read your palm. Give me your hand.
An all-new Monk, Friday at 9, followed by the new fake psychic detective series, Psych, at 10. Only on USA.
Like,
Characters
I just...
welcome.
1 hour, and then at the end, Monk actually does figure out that he's not... I mean, Monk would have had, you know... Monk would have not believed it at any point. But it would have been nice for him to actually, in private, call Sean out at the end and be like, here's exactly how I know you're not psychic. And then Sean could have been like, you got me, good job. And then, you know, they go back to their own shows.
What's up, my G's? You know me from film and TV. I'm the Earth you see. That's globe with a capital G. Ooh, you kidding me? Flat Earth, that's a thing? Please, that's 1493. Okay. You're a pancake in space. Flying breakfast for the thinking debate. Come on. You forgot about astronomy. Oh, yeah, the space race. I'm pretty sure NASA got a video of this place. Say cheese. I'm telling you facts, so please get out of my face.
Wait, you're calling me a joke in this race? You're a ball in a vacuum of space that somehow holds water to its face. That
Gravity.
pancake space is meant to be whack, created by control flat earth hacks. You're a TV show, that's a rap. A cross between the Brady Bunch and a David Blaine mishap. Stop flying about the galaxy, we're bringing the truth back. NASA robs us with GoPro footage of a flat map.
Oh man, you just tried to punk a GoPro? Pretty ballsy when I own the high altitude show. And when it comes to showing the curve, I'm really quite known. I even got super slow mo. You think questioning me will get this cover blown?
This video is 12 minutes long.
You're just a grainy telephoto. Shaky ass night.
It is photoshopped.
Oh my god, is that? Holy fuck.
Science try.
Is him trying to be Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Guys, science guy. Let me try talk over your size. I'm Bill Nye, highly qualified science guy. Get hypnotized by my bow tie as I help mankind in this science try. And I'll teach your kids and I'll mold the young wits. That's what we calculated when we calculated this. So, you want some curvature pics? Then sit. Cause
double entertaining.
Powered and pretty great.
Visualizing hand to hand.
Destroyed that.
Okay, I don't like this. But I'll add him. Adding a song every once in a while, a conspiracy song to the stream, that'd be fun. This person hasn't posted in 5 years, so that's useless for me. This person hasn't posted in 10 years. No, 3 years, so that's not helpful to me. Conspiracies are us. 3 weeks ago. Reporting handed to the UN. This violates the Geneva Convention.
Of people in clown outfits trying to lure children into the woods with candy.
It sounds like a plotline out of some horror movie, but people in Greenville in an apartment complex there say this is happening to them.
Hello everybody and welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking the Nephilim looked like clowns. Now the inspiration...
The Nephilim, for those who don't know, are a race that is mentioned in Genesis in the Bible, I believe in Genesis chapter 1, that are said to be the children of human beings and angels. Somewhere in Genesis. I don't remember exactly. The video's quiet. Sorry, I'll turn it up. Different conspiracy theorists and biblical scholars and stuff think different things about them. Apparently this guy thinks they're clowns.
For this video, it actually came from a video series. I think it was like a 10-part video series that I saw on YouTube maybe in 2016. And what was being put forward in that series was this concept that what we know today as a clown, and the way a clown looks and some of the behaviors of a clown or clowns in general might actually be derived from what's referred to as the Nephilim. And I know that sounds like a stretch, but when you start to look into some of these things, it gets interesting. So this series is no longer the channel that created the content is still on YouTube, but hasn't produced videos for a long time. But this series has been removed, and I wanted to just sort of hit on some of the key points that were brought up, and I will leave links to the channel, and because I found another channel that re-uploaded.
Yeah, they're giants in the Bible that are said to be the offspring of humans and angels. Morak says, this is the plot of an episode of Sarah Jane Adventures.
This series, so I'll leave a link.
Haven't seen it. I tried to watch it. Not for me. It's obviously made for kids. Too young skewing for my tastes, even as a big Doctor Who fan.
To all that. Now, getting into this topic a little bit, you know, we have this association with not only clowns as being entertaining, but we associate them with certain characteristics like red hair, pale skin, as well as, you know...
Kind of depends on where you are in the world. Clowns of the world. Hold on. There's, of course, the stereotypical, like, American clown. But, like, mimes are also clowns. You know what I mean? A lot of American clowns sort of based themselves off of what Bozo did, because Bozo was really, really famous. And, of course, ended up being the inspiration for the 80s look for Pennywise. But yeah, clowns can look different. I'm still getting mostly like American looking clowns here, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
The blood red nose, and also certain characteristics like tricksters, mischievous, and now even we're getting this these associations between clowns being evil, both in the media and in movies we see.
That's because it started out as being a subversive thing, because clowns were traditionally seen as like a funny kids thing, and taking funny kids things and making them creepy creates like a juxtapositional dissonance, which makes it creepier. But then people began associating clowns so much with creepy clowns, and also, frankly, I think a lot of people just have an aversion to clowns in the first place because of the uncanny valley stuff going on, that nowadays people mostly see clowns as creepy. I don't have a problem with clowns. I don't find them creepy, but a lot of people apparently do. It's a thing. Morak says, well, there was an episode of Sarah Jane Adventures where an evil clown was revealed to be an alien and was the original inspiration for clowns across the world. He was the Pied Piper of Hamelin and all that shit. Oh, interesting. Purple Pondini says, not sure about her whole channel, but this lady thinks the morning news colors and the commercials have bigger meaning. Hope I copied that correctly.
Good morning.
Okay, we can take a look at that in a little bit.
This concept that clowns being evil is a common theme in a lot of movies these days, as well as being trickster.
Movies these days as in Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which came out in... ...1988. Not exactly these days, huh?
And mischievous, like I said. So, is there any chance that that's actually coming from somewhere?
It's coming from the human psyche because people find clowns creepy.
Or from something. And what's being put forward in this series is that this is a representation of, in some way, of the Nephilim. Now where things start getting interesting is when you start looking at the history of giants. Especially you have the mysterious cave of the redhead giants, and how many native tribes in the northeast and southwest, they still speak about legends of giants with red hair and how their ancestors fought long and terrible wars.
Does he understand that red hair generally means what we consider today to be, well, this is, if we're talking about like natural redheads, I don't know if Karen Gillan's a natural redhead. Actually, she probably is. She's Scottish. So like Karen Gillan, she's a redhead. She's ginger. But her hair is more of what we would call orange, right? The reason that redheads are called redheads is because there wasn't a word for the color orange at the time that people started calling redheads redheads. So orange was just called red. It was considered a shade of red back in the day. So when they say redhead, they mean ginger or, you know, orange-haired. They don't mean redhead like they had red hair like Bozo the Clown. Probably Cthulhu says clowning, like the act of performing as a clown, has many different roots. The classic whiteface clown is from Western Europe. Mimes, straight whiteface, grotesque whiteface. They're also the August, who is usually the butt of a joke, and the tramp clown is more mischievous. Vast Lunacy says, it's like those Disney creepypastas. Some people love the contrast between the shiny outside and the dark underbelly. Closed on Tuesday says, I saw killer clowns from outer space when I was like 5 and it scared the bejesus out of me. Been afraid of clowns ever since. Mike Mack says, but Hannah, gingers don't have souls. No one's ever told that joke before. Did you just come up with that one? That's amazing. Illuminati. Oh, hi Blair. Thank you for gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the community. Appreciated. Everyone, if you haven't, by the way, go check out the Illuminati. She's excellent. She does great work. I was actually just watching one of your videos earlier. Oh gosh, which one was it? I gotta look at my YouTube history. Oh, it was on missionaries, mission trips. It was pretty good.
Against these giants, and you think of the Paiute Indians, who are native to parts of Nevada, Utah, and Arizona, and they would tell the white people the stories of the battles of their ancestors had with a race of fierce giants who had pale skin in addition to red hair. So that's an interesting connection. And
Daddy Sume says, why is she a VIP and I'm not? This is discrimination against furries. Daddy Sume, to be a very important person, you would have to be a person of note. Not just a person who horny posts in my chat constantly. Glad we cleared that up.
I think it's in the Bible in the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 33, where they talk about the Nephilim and their giant stature. So it is interesting that we have this association. Nephilim, pale skin, red hair, clowns, pale skin, red hair. I don't know about them being giant, but interesting.
Now Illuminati probably thinks I'm a complete dick. Daddy Sume and I, we go back and forth. It's okay. Probably Cthulhu says, I'm a ginger. Does that mean I'm Nephilim? Also, you missed my other cheer from earlier about clowning. Probably. Sorry about that. No, I read that one. Clowning. Yeah, I read the thing about the white face clowns. I read that. Unless there was an earlier one that I missed. Let me look. Yeah, I did read that.
That's an interesting point. And just thinking about red hair in general, you know, we've got these interesting ties to like these elongated skulls having red hair. And
I don't know. Oh, for those who don't know, I guess I should reiterate for anyone who's newer to the stream or just got here. Today I'm just like testing out new conspiracy theorists and finding new conspiracy channels to see ones that I can cover. I don't hate this guy, but he's a little dry. I like my conspiracy theorists to be a little more in your face with the kind of weird stuff. I don't know. Chrysia says, the red-haired giants the Native Americans fought were probably Norse explorers. Stromboli says, dibs on the gingivitis joke. The clown looks like they have a case of gingivitis. Daddy Sume says, ooh-woo.
And even the giant Moai statues on Easter Island having these red caps. Now, just as a point of...
Okay, that could be like a red hat, though. Unfortunately, we can't ask them. They all died.
Fact, I should mention that the appearance that we sort of associate with the clown, a lot of that was developed apparently in 1801 by this person, Joseph Grimaldi. And what's referred to as the white-faced clown was originally designed by him, as I mentioned, in 1801. But the idea being put forward in this video series that I watched was, what if the inspiration behind this appearance is actually something else entirely? And he was pointing to the Nephilim.
How would he have any knowledge of that? The Bible mentions Nephilim in Genesis, and then I don't remember if they ever mention them again, and at no point does it describe them as clownish. Obviously, it wouldn't use that verbiage, because the concept of clowning didn't exist back then in the same way. But, like, all they describe the Nephilim as in Genesis is they're giants who are the offspring of humans and angels. That's it.
Okay, here's where things...
They're mentioned in Numbers and Enoch. Do you happen to know the verses so I can look them up?
Take a twist. I was reading this article talking about why...
I can look that up, actually. Nephilim in the Bible. Enoch is not biblical. It's one of the apocryphal books. Nephilim were in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. The same were the mighty men that were of old, the men of renown. First mention. The second is in Numbers, and it says, and there we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Anak, who come of the Nephilim, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Basically saying they're giant. They're like grasshoppers to them. And then finally, later it says, they lie with the warriors of the Nephilim of old who descended to Sheol. With their weapons of war, they placed their swords beneath their heads and their shields upon their bones, for the terror of the warrior was laid upon the land of the living. Yeah, nothing about this. Says anything about red hair or pale skin or anything like that.
Do people who take DMT see these jesters and tricksters?
Oh god, is Joe Rogan making this video? Why are we using DMT trips as evidence for anything?
And,
oh no! Oh no! God damn it! God damn it! Jamie, can we pull up a clip? No? Okay. Old enough to know better now. Thanks for 16 months.
What I wanted to mention, and this is just an excerpt from that article, the text, but what I wanted to mention is Joe Rogan, who's got one of the most popular...
Can we not mention Joe Rogan? That'd be great.
...podcasts in the world.
If I want to see someone spout absolute nonsense to people and act like they have some sort of expertise, I'll listen to Gwyneth Paltrow.
He actually took DMT and he ran into these jesters, and he talked about it, how they were sort of taunting him, and now in the article it talks about how strangely these jester type entities commonly appear in the DMT experience. So people encounter these clowns, jesters, jokers during their experiences with DMT. Now, these entities are often engaged in elaborate and mind-boggling performances and tricks. But it's not only their behavior which is interesting, But their environment is interesting because many people find themselves in strange dimensions that resemble a circus or a carnival or a casino. So you've got these entities that people bump into who are mischievous, and they kind of act like clowns. And their environment.
I don't know about this guy. He's making consistent enough content, not often, but enough, and he's got a backlog that could be done. But he's just kind of dry. So he's not someone I love, but I'll put him on the list in case I'm really desperate for material. Let's move on.
Watch her face.
Conspiracy Vibes. This looks like it posts various conspiracy TikToks, and they post very often. They've posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They posted 5 videos today. They're shorts, but we could tackle these one after the other. Old Enough to Know Better Now says, these are the jokers that Joe Rogan sees. Oh, Impractical Jokers. Is that show still on? Wow. I used to watch that on cable, and I haven't had cable in almost a decade.
Something that fascinates me is conspiracy theories, and I'm going to do a short series. We're going to start with aliens. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you the best analogy you'll have ever heard, whether you believe in aliens or not. And whether you do believe in extraterrestrials or not, here's some signs we just cannot ignore. The fact the pyramids line up perfectly with other pyramids around the globe, and even the...
Any 2 points make a line, dummy. What do you mean they line up with other pyramids? Look, there's a pyramid here. And there's a pyramid here. And if we draw a line between them, they line up. No shit.
stars. And even with today's technology, we would struggle to build them with the precision and the...
Yeah, that's untrue. If you wanted to build the pyramids today, you can. We build things more impressive than the pyramids, in fact. Regularly.
Speed that they did. Area 51, highly guarded, top secret. Is it just a military base, or is it hiding?
It literally is just an Air Force base, yes. They used to do research on experimental aircraft there back in the day. Not anymore, though, because it's really well known. At this point, I'm sure they're doing most of their top secret aeronautical research at some other base that we don't know about.
Something else. Leave your thoughts in the comments. The real life Men in Black. I will tell you the full story about these two chaps in the next episode. Make sure you hit and follow. Now, for all those non-believers out there, let me hit you with that analogy that is my favourite. You go to the ocean with a glass and you scoop up a cup of seawater, you look in it, you say there's no sharks in this glass. Sharks don't exist. That's such a small...
Okay, but we have evidence of sharks. We have evidence of sharks. I hate that when it's used for, like, conspiracy shit. No. We have evidence of sharks, though. We do not have evidence of these other things. Manwich Cannon, thank you for subscribing with Prime.
More sample. We're doing the same with space. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real.
Well, that's annoying.
Can you believe that? This theory got me shook. Through a mutual friend, I connected with somebody who works at... So I straight up told him, I got questions. Will you be honest? And they agreed to be honest.
I have a mutual friend who works at NASA. Next to, I have a girlfriend in Canada, in most obvious lies.
Honest. So I asked them what everybody wants to know. Why haven't we been back to the moon? And they told me we haven't been yet. What? Wait. That would have to be a massive conspiracy. And then what about things like Hidden Figures, the film about black women who came up with the formula to go to the moon? And he said, yeah, we've had the formula, but not the technology until now. What?
Well, that's just a lie, so that's great. That's the most boring kind of conspiracy theory when you're just like, oh, that's just a lie. You're just lying. Pantangler, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Alright, I'll save this channel. Variety of different short conspiracy content from TikTok people. Sounds great.
Hi there, hope all is well.
SEO Conspiracy. Hasn't posted in 4 months. Looks like mostly long live streams, which is not my favorite kind of content, that's for sure. It's hard to cover, it's hard to curate. I'm just gonna skip over this guy. cult of conspiracy. I don't know if these people are actually conspiracy theorists or if they debunk them, to be honest. But let's take a look. Prisons for the Unvaccinated is the name of this episode. They have a good logo. Was there any good content on the channel offered up by Mr. Blast? Yeah, I posted a video on YouTube that summed it up, called I Stumbled Upon a QAnon Content Farm, something along those lines. It's pretty interesting. Go check it out. Basically, it seems like some entity, I don't know whom or who or why, is buying up or buying passwords to dead channels that have a lot of subscribers and then pumping out like dozens of low-effort content farm videos a day about Q. It was interesting. I sent that information along to some of the people over at the QAnon Anonymous podcast. I don't know if any of you listen to that, but I sent that over to them. So, interesting. Probably Cthulhu says, my uncle works at Remo, the thing I said when people thought was a lie until I showed up at band class with a mountain of drum heads. Where can you find this? Find the what? My video or the QAnon Anonymous podcast? My stuff you can find on YouTube, youtube.com/HannahReloaded. It's where I put my clips from stream and my full stream stuff. If you just put !YouTube in the chat, it'll bring up my YouTube channel link. Colston says, you know QAnon guy. You know the QAnon guys? Fancy. Barely. I'm vaguely familiar with them. We've rated each other. We've talked briefly, but we're not, like, friends. Not that I'd be against that. We've just never really talked.
Hello, and welcome to the show. This is the Cult of Conspiracy, and my name's Jonathan.
I'm Jacob.
And, yeah, I mean, lately, the world has been crazy, and it's only getting crazier.
It is. Every day. Every day.
Do I like comedy podcasts? I normally listen to, like, non-fiction educational podcasts. I don't really listen to comedy podcasts. Logarth says, hey, do you know if Jake is okay? I haven't seen him on stream for, like, 2 weeks. He's sick. No, it's not coronavirus, to our knowledge. Bronchitis.
It never stops. I mean, the world we live in is a giant conspiracy.
I mean, if it's not one thing, it's another, and so many things connect, and it's kind of crazy. If you're not listening, then you should be. You know
He's drinking a Keystone.
I mean, if your third eye is not open, it's time to open it.
And you know, that's really why we wanted to get a little spiritual on our last few episodes, because I feel like if there was ever a time to get spiritual, or whoever you believe in, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not one of those people that says, you know, believe this or believe that. I'm just like, you know, just find whatever your spiritual, you know, higher self, your God, your whatever you believe in, and follow that. You know what I'm saying? That's really what we were trying to get into the last few episodes. But today, dude,
let's go.
Today we are getting balls deep.
Yep.
Okay, and I did my research on this.
Yup.
I mean, I am ready to just fist the man on this episode. Jeez. You know?
This is aggressively masculine. I do not like this.
I'm saying
this about it. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna drink a Keystone Light and hang out with my bro and fist the man.
I have prepared for us is going to blow some minds. Yeah, and what we're going to be getting into is 2021 version of the concentration camps.
Indeed.
I mean, is it crazy? No. Is it far-fetched?
The thing you're going to talk about? Probably. There are real concentration camps in the world. North Korea has concentration camps. China has concentration camps. The United States has Gitmo. Like, these exist, but I'm assuming that's not what you're going to be talking about.
Nope.
Is that just a crazy conspiracy guy talking about crazy conspiracy shit again?
Well, I remember a couple years back, Jade Helm was...
Border camps, yeah.
All the rage. That was a big conspiracy, right? They were closing down Walmarts. They were filling up the parking lot with Connexes and C-cans, and it looked like they were trying to get things ready for a global catastrophe. We didn't exactly.
Oh, it's another FEMA conspiracy.
I can know what though, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was weird as far as where they were setting this up at. I thought they were looking at the water tables on like the Navy chart. Basically, all of these happened in the Midwest on up.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, we thought that was because global warming or some great flood or something was going to happen, and everything below a certain sea level is going to be underwater. So they were setting things up along a certain latitude.
Right. It was looking sketch.
Right. For when that time comes, they'll have things set up as outposts, and it wouldn't be flooded.
Right.
However, I think that was a preliminary because they knew that this was going to happen, because at that time, Wuhan, China was still making this virus and it's fucking...
Oh, no! The virus was not artificially produced, guys, you fucking idiots.
Vaccines and all...
Have I seen VigilantCitizen.com? No, let me take a look. Oh, no. Is this a whole conspiracy, air quote, news website? Thank you. I'll use that for sure. What are the FEMA camp conspiracies? There's a long-running conspiratorial belief that FEMA and its real purpose is to basically set up concentration camps for United States citizens that won't fall in line with the New World Order. None of that's true, but that's a stereotypical conspiracy that a lot of these people believe. It usually involves like a Walmart or something. Like, I should be more specific. It involves emptying Walmarts all around the country and using them as detention centers. Yeah.
All the other shit.
Right.
So let's dive.
It's been a giant plan, dude. It's all a monopoly board.
Indeed.
One would even say a chessboard, because you look at the Illuminati, you look at the Freemasons. Their floors are checkerboard for a reason, sir.
Yep.
And it's all about them moving around all of us pawns. I don't even know if we are pawns. We're not even pawns to them.
Disposable, bro. That's what the pawn is.
Right. I mean, we're nothing.
MH Sharkbee says that's where the forced feminization will happen also, right? According to some of them, who seem to probably have fetishes that they haven't quite come to terms with.
All we are is just like a collection of slaves.
Yeah, that's
essentially.
That's it. And they have us so bogged down with believing that our little slice of the pie is important. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Like, we have to get to work, we have to pay our bills, and we have to do this, and we have to do this, and we just get so bogged down that that's what reality is, that we're not...
A lot of this comes down to people being unhappy with capitalism and not understanding that, isn't it? Alright. I like these guys. I mean, I don't like them, but you know what I mean. This is content. I'll take the content. Again, today I'm just sort of shopping around for new channels to cover, so... Conspiracy bullshit. Trump supporter reacts to Joe Biden's 2020 victory cringe compilation. That sounds pretty funny. Holt says, I've been binge watching VODs at 1.5 speed and have gotten used to it. Any way you can set your relative time frame to 1.5, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'll just try and talk faster, and then I'll make it seem like I'm talking faster, like I'm at 1.5 speed, and then you watch it at 1.5 speed later, it'll be like I'm talking at 3 times speed. Nah. I gotta mute it until we get to the part. Okay.
Trump won the election. Stop fucking cheating, you Democratic whores. Stop cheating. Donald Trump won the election fair and square. At least he never raped anyone, unlike Obama. Hillary, the lesbian pedophile, Bill, the straight pedophile, Joe Biden, the straight pedophile, Hunter Biden, the straight pedophile, and Jeffrey Epstein, they all raped kids. How could Obama get away with that? Trump won. Trump never committed any crimes. That is why he lost. LGBT white Americans and black Americans love criminals.
What has happened during this election process on election night is egregious, and it is absolutely unacceptable to the American people what the left has done to the election process in our country. It is despicable what they did election night. The mainstream media...
Winning the election by getting more votes? I know. Republicans aren't used to that.
took over the narrative. They shut down the counting of the voting because they knew Trump was winning.
The Biden crime family steal the election. The media's covering up. The Biden crime family steal this election. The media's covering up. The Biden crime family steal this election. The media's covering up. We want our freedom for the world. Give us our freedom, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's covering up this election. He's stealing it.
Where were we? What was the last question?
The fact is that a lot of you guys who went balls to the wall hard as fuck for Trump up until this election are literally on my timeline saying, oh, well, we might have a shot, but if Biden wins, you know what the fuck it is! You know what the fuck it is! Do not let these sons of bitches fucking tell you different! You know what it is! Look inside yourself! It was real! It is real! And if you are not willing to fight, then damn it, you are willing to lay down and let these crooks run America. I can't live like that!
What happens next? If they...
I hate when fascists wear Captain America shirts. I swear to God, these people don't know anything about Captain America beyond, like, the fact that... I can't even say, like, the first issue, because on the cover he's punching Hitler in the face. Like, yeah, don't wear a Captain America shirt. You don't know anything about I'm a huge Captain America fan. Captain America's one of my favorite superheroes. Like, I love him. I love Captain America. But not because he stands for some, like, patriotic, jingoistic whatever, unless you're Ultimate Captain America. Fuck Ultimate Captain America. I like Captain America because he stands up for what the American ideal should be. What's right generally for people, for accepting people, for protecting people who need to be protected, and, most importantly, punching fascists until they stop doing the fascism. So, I don't know. I don't like when people like this wear Captain America shit.
Win today, what happens next? They kill your children, is what happens next. This is what communism is. It's a game plan. They've been running
Communism is anything I don't like.
it for 120 years, and they will disappear you. They will disappear your children.
It frustrates me too, because I'm not even like, I don't identify as a communist. I don't, whatever. Like, but it frustrates me to no end that, like, the right uses communism as this weird, scary buzzword, and they also interchange it with socialism, when socialism and communism aren't even the same thing. It's just frustrating.
They will erase you from history. This is not a myth.
Destruction! I call Michigan out of all darkness. I call our governor out of deception and deceit. Christian Whipper, you are a leader that's leading destruction and lies and hidden agendas, and we will not stand for it. That's right. And we are bringing the rule and reign of Jesus Christ. Yes! This is the end.
Oh, man. Let me tell you something to some of you patriots on here that are already conceding this corrupt election of liberals who are waving the white flag and not putting up a fight. You know what that tells me? You were never in the fight to begin with, because real patriots stand strong and continue to wave this beauty right here and fight, because we know what's at stake. We know that our country, our freedom, and our future is at
This feels satirical, but it's hard to tell these days. I don't know.
At stake if we do not put up
I'm leaning towards parody.
a fight now against the liberals, because if the liberals could get away with this cheating,
Like, he's literally playing Hulk Hogan's theme song in the background.
Right now, they know they can get away with anything from now on. And you are a foolish turd if you're going to sit there and think, well, we'll just have to do better the next election. Are you that dumb? Are you that dumb? Give me a break. If our votes didn't matter in this election, they could cheat and get away with it. What makes you think your vote's going to matter in future elections? Oh, and by the way, some of you other dumb patriots on here that are posting, well, there's just really not enough evidence to suggest that the liberals were cheating. Well, you know what you can go do? You can go write stupid on your forehead, go put on your little stupid Biden hat, and go march over on the stupid left side. We don't need your turdism attitude on our side, because
Sky Comet Fallen says eating pistachios and grinning like a demon.
we're weak, and we do not need any weak patriots on our side.
We've got a badass over here.
Strike and strike and strike and strike and strike and strike and strike.
I miss strike and strike and strike, lady.
You have victory.
Wonder how
For
she's
every enemy
doing.
that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. For I hear victory, 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 victory in the corridors of heaven.
I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, this lady isn't just some random person either. This was one of Trump's spiritual advisors. For realsies.
In the corridors of heaven, victory, 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 victory. For angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Hamanda aka ata raka teda baka sanda ata ambo osa kata rite eke banda ata rike didi ashata.
Vast Lunacy says, get those strong unions and we too can strike and strike and strike and strike. Yeah, she's speaking in tongues.
For I hear the sound of victory. I hear the sound of victory. I hear the sound of victory.
I still don't understand what this dude is doing walking back and forth on the stage like that. It's distracting.
You will never conquer America. You have only conquered the sleeping giant. USA! 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 The leftist scum. The leftist scum have all the banks, all the media, all the power. They are the system. You're trying to...
Oh my god, can someone get Alex Jones a better bullhorn? Oh my god.
Oh, y'all don't get it. Y'all just don't get it.
Stone Corbell says, oh look, it's a warthog that somehow learned to talk. I mean Alex Jones.
Do y'all?
Remember this guy? We used to cover this guy a lot. And then he became irrelevant because Trump was no longer in the White House, so I stopped covering him. Closed on Tuesday says he was putting up a prayer shield, if I remember right. Whatever that means.
It's so cute. Y'all so silly.
He still is doing stuff. I still have his channel. Hold on. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Where is he? Where did I put him? What's his name? Is it Terrence something? Terrence K. Williams. That's his name. Yeah, he's still posting, like, daily. And he's still wearing the MAGA hats. He's still doing the grift. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Y'all so silly listening to the media. Y'all really believe?
Lady Aaron A, thanks for subscribing with Prime.
CNN? Y'all really believe fake news CNN and fake news Fox News? The media don't get to decide who the president-elect is. The media don't get to serve.
No, but they They get to report who won, and they did.
Who the president-elect is. This is not over. Oh, y'all so silly. It's cute. Y'all thought it was over. Oh, that's so cute. Y'all really thought this was over.
Can we check who won? Sure, we can check. President of the United States. Looks like Joe Biden's the president of the United States. I guess Terrence was wrong.
So, this is what the media is not telling you, dummies. Because y'all so dumb. So, this is what the media is...
It's good to call your audience dumb. It's good to have disdain for the people who support you. Logarth says, much like fungus, the MAGA hat, or just the fruit of the organism which has spread throughout the area, deep into the ground, around the fruit body. Altered Rin, thanks for 13 months, says, I think I sent this to you before, but not sure. Let me look. I'll put it over here. It's Genesis history. You may have. I'll check this out in the line of things that I have going. Thank you.
Not telling you, okay? The media is not telling you that President Trump has figured out that they have been fraudulent in this election, which y'all don't see. This is what the media is not telling y'all, okay? The media is not telling y'all that there has been a lot of voter fraud going on.
The media is not telling you the lies and propaganda being spread by Donald Trump in order to try and foment insurrection. Boy, I sure do hope you all show up on January 6th. What a fun time we will have. That definitely won't end badly for everyone. Everyone should come, especially if your name happens to be Ashley. I hope you have a great time at the rally.
And that, guess what? We have a lot of evidence. President Trump has a lot of evidence. Oh, and he got the biggest and the baddest legal team. I mean, they are so good.
They are so good, every lawsuit they filed about the election got thrown out for lack of evidence. They nailed it. They're so good that many of them have been sanctioned and are about to lose their licenses for their frivolous lawsuits. They're so good. This is aged like fine wine. I love this video.
You know what? Y'all wouldn't know that because you listen to the fake news. And you don't go out there and seek the truth for yourself. I mean,
Didn't the Arizona audit change the outcome of the 2020 election? Peter said it would. Technically, yes. Biden won by even more votes.
Truth can
we get a Frank speech update? Frank speech, email, blah, 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 blah. Phone number, blah, 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 blah. I'm not a robot. Submit. Oh, sorry. At gmail.com. Their login is great. If you ever want to see the Frank Speech website, you can put in any nonsense and it lets you in. I figured that out a while back. Did I not tell you guys that? Their login is fake. It's you don't actually need to put in any sort of legitimate information. If you put things in the field and you have an at whatever, it lets you in. Just for the record. For the record, Mike Lindell has blamed hackers on all the website's technical issues. It definitely isn't just, you know, bullshit. Anyway, yeah, they're still doing stuff. Look, flash sale up to 66% off of my pillows. That sounds satanic to me. That's 1/6 away from the number of the beast. Yeah, same bullshit. Looks like he's still employing Diamond and Silk. The Lindell report. I probably should just start adding Mike's bullshit to the Tinfoil Tuesdays.
If you look at the front of it, it explains what it was for. Clerk Peters,
In fact, let me show that. Let me show the front cover right there. Mesa County, Colorado voting system report number 1 with forensic examination and analysis.
All right. I'll add Frank's speech to my list of conspiracy stuff. That makes sense.
Slap you right in the face and you wouldn't know it did. I mean, you gotta do your research, people. So this is gonna be held up in courts, and President Trump,
Like, the phone number spot doesn't even check if it's a valid number of digits for the phone number. That throws me off.
will still be your president for 4 more.
And I'm pretty sure the email spot only checks to make sure you have an @ somewhere in the address.
Years. So,
I assume it's for newsletters, too. I assume it's mainly to get people to sign up for a newsletter. But it doesn't even check if any of the information is close to reasonable.
If I were y'all, I wouldn't be celebrating so early. Don't do it to yourself. Don't hurt yourself like that. Yeah, because getting yourself all happy, it's like self-abuse, knowing that President Trump is going to win in the end.
Projection. This is it.
So don't do that to yourself. It's not good for your health. Yeah, we got this. Don't even worry about it, everybody.
20th century.
Yeah, I'll save this. The person who runs this channel isn't a conspiracy person, but they catalog conspiracy stuff, so that sounds good. Justin Trudeau is QAnon.
What it be, Proof of Nation? Shout out to all my fans and fellow scientific researchers out there. Y'all know there can't be no proofer without the nation. First, I want to start off by saying I'm canceling the Tekashi series because I got a cease and desist order from his lawyers.
Sold! Okay, I love this already. Good, good, good.
But anyways, today we're going to talk about something else. And it might just be the most important video since my Donald Trump expose. Which, by the way, is now certified platinum on YouTube. Over 16,000 views. I mean,
wait, what does platinum mean? 16,000 views equals platinum? What?
Can't be wrong. Without any further ado, let's get into this shit. Justin Trudeau, Canada's heartthrob. We all know by now that anything in the mainstream media and even in the alternate media is all fake news.
You just tested it. It looks like it only looks for an @ some text, and then a dot, and then more text. Silly.
Out on the prize. The truth. It's my sworn duty to deliver the truth. Aight? So we all know all these fake Justin Trudeau theories. He's Fidel Castro's son. He spent all this time in blackface. When you look closely at those pictures, it's clear that it's not even Justin Trudeau.
Okay, this has to be a satire channel. This has to be a satire channel.
One thing that makes...
Wait, I knew Justin Trudeau had done blackface. How many times has Justin Trudeau done blackface? I thought this was a one-off thing. Are these different people in blackface, or is that Justin Trudeau?
Me thinks these pictures aren't him as well is he's highly allergic to makeup. And here's some evidence of that. I'm not saying he's not a racist, because he is a racist, but that is not the real scandal. The simple truth you might have gathered from the title of this video is that Justin Trudeau is QAnon, and I got the objective evidence to prove this. So the first bit of evidence that tipped me off on this conspiracy was the trip that Justin Trudeau took to India. The media made such a big deal of it, and meanwhile, what was going on at the exact same time? Q first starts to appear on 4chan message boards. I was able to track down Gladys G, who is not only a huge Justin Trudeau supporter, but also has been a member of 4chan.
What did you do to get a cease and desist? I think it was fake. I think this channel is a satire of conspiracy channels.
1999.
I am on 4chan literally every day. I'm an expert on everything that happens on 4chan, and I can confirm that Q showed up.
Be careful, Hannah. Poe's Law is a thing. I mean, we can check out other stuff, you know?
I'm from Queens. I had a cousin back in the day. He was from Brooklyn. We used to always go down there and hang out, you know, whatever. I remember meeting this kid, Takashi. You guys probably know him as Takashi. I knew him as Daniel back in the day from Bushwick. Yo, ever since we was little kids, man, like, he was a strange motherfucker, man. Like, he's always up to some wild shit, you know, always acting out and stuff.
Did we ever look at the Styx video? Yeah, I covered it. It's like a 2-hour video over on my YouTube channel, if you want to check it out. It's saved there. Or it's on Twitch, saved as a clip. I think it's titled something along the lines of, like, Styx tried to rebut me and sounds like an idiot, or something along those lines.
I remember we was all hanging out, and we went back to his house. I just remember being in his room and just seeing, like, posters of the Joker from Batman everywhere, you know what I mean? And just, like, little dolls of, like, the Joker. This guy was obsessed with the Joker for whatever reason. I just remember thinking it was weird because, like, at the time, like, everybody was on their Jay-Z shit, you know? Everybody had, like, Jay-Z or, like, 50 Cent posters. This nigga had, like, the Joker, you know? That was weird to me. But, like, my cousin, he vouched for him, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't from there, so I'm not gonna, like, call this man out, you know? So anyways, we was chilling in his room, and I remember he just had, like, these notebooks, mad notebooks everywhere. Just a bunch of notebooks, you know? Like, and I thought that was kind of strange. I'm like, yo, what is this? I grabbed one of the notebooks. I'm like, yo, what is this? He came and he snatched it away from me right away. He's like, yo, this is just my raps. But I remember looking in the notebooks and seeing, like, a bunch of weird shit, man. Like, I saw, like, some pyramids and, like, some stuff about the FBI. In the notebook, I remember seeing this one line saying, like something about taking over America.
Yeah, satire channel. Funny, though. I'm actually going to subscribe. They haven't posted in a while, but pretty funny. Donald Trump isn't a Japanese-trained quantum physicist.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Proofer. Today we're going to be talking about Donald Trump, not about his politics. Y'all know where I stand on that. We're going to be talking about his intellect. Now, most people know that Donald Trump is one of the dumbest people on the planet. I felt that same way until I saw this picture. Basically, it looks like there's a bunch of physicists crowded around a table with quantum physics in the background on the chalkboard. And I'm wondering, what is Donald Trump doing here? I was so confused that I had to keep searching, and I found this image, which I find...
This guy's great. This is like good satire of conspiracy theories. I like this. This is funny. I'm gonna save this unironically just because I find him funny. Good shit. I hope he continues to post. He hasn't posted in 5 months. Guys, he's joking. This is satire of conspiracy theories. Good satire of conspiracy theories, in fact. Let's see what this one is. I think someone sent this.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky.
Sure, but those are the words we use to communicate those ideas to one another. Like, a bird is a bird because we call those things that we classify as birds, birds. It's so we understand how to communicate with one another. The same thing applies generally to everything around us, you know? Whatever language you speak, you were taught that that thing is that thing so we can communicate ideas to one another. If you didn't do that, you wouldn't be able to speak.
And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear.
Yes, that's actually what's made us incredibly successful as a species, is our ability to communicate complex ideas to one another via language, whether we're talking about a spoken language or a written language or sign language. Like, humans are awesome at that. That doesn't mean it can't be hijacked for bad. Of course, propaganda is a thing, lies are a thing. But the idea itself is not inherently bad. It's necessary for humans to exist the way we do.
So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
Is this just a Plato's cave allegory redux?
Hey guys, welcome back. That's such a great movie. I'm actually going to use another clip in the next module, but you should check it out. I put it in the links. It's called Out of Shadows. It's really good. It's really good food for thought. I thought it's really well made. And I think that they're going to make a sequel, so I'm excited about the next one. So I wanted to talk about censorship and the media, especially, this is very apropos to what's going on right now. So let's begin. Let's open up our books and we'll start, okay?
Von Tuck says, communal understanding of words, commies.
In our lives
People are saying, OMG, it's her. Ha 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 ha. Who is this?
are told through us through our stories and news.
Wait, has Jeff covered her? Because that intro sounded familiar. I feel like I maybe heard it on Wingnut Roundup.
So
my
question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize it?
I always feel bad about that, though. I don't want to, I don't want to feel like I made a joke a while back about, Jeff covered this person, and now I want to cover them. I'm stealing from... But there's a kernel of truth in that. I don't want to feel like I'm stealing content from Jeff, I like Jeff. She posts enough. There's enough to go around. This is probably fine. Jeff, if you ever watch this and you want me to not cover her, let me know. Jeff said I could send this to you. Oh, well, there you go. Consent achieved. Lady Necro says, would you ever cover high meat? What the fuck is high meat?
The dude said in the movie, right? Would you? Right? Do you think that you have the discernment to be able to tell? It's kind of creepy, right? Like...
What's the Great Black Dragon?
You think that...
Guys, if you have links, send them. Today is a search for new people to cover on Tinfoil Tuesday. So if you have links, send them, please. Who's Jeff? Jeff Holiday. Jeff has been a skeptic on YouTube for a long, long time. He did a great... He's done a great series on a couple of things. I mean, everything he does is entertaining because he's like a really charismatic and funny guy. But, some of my favorite stuff of him, you gotta mention the Jilly Juice Saga, A Song of Salt and Poo. That's gotta be his, magnum opus of his channel. He did another great series where he debunked the movie Vaxxed. Wingnut Roundup is always fun. It's a live stream he does monthly where he sort of does covering conspiracy theorists and wackadoos, similar to what we do here. Jeff's great. Check him out. He has a Twitch channel. He has a YouTube channel. Jeff Holiday. Oh, is this a chud? I can save him for chuds, yeah. Add to chuds. Media chuds, probably. Looks like he talks about media stuff.
Maybe if you want to think of yourself as a smart person.
I should call into the roundup tomorrow. Yeah, it's Jeff's show. I'd love to work with him sometime, though. I'm thinking about maybe messaging him and asking Jeff if he wants to come on and, like, be part of a Tinfoil Tuesday episode or something. I think that'd be fun. We have similar taste in crazies, so... Some old guy, mostly boring, but thinks he's a god dragon trapped in a mortal shell. Yeah, if anyone has a link to that, I'll check it out.
And I think most people do.
Why are so many comic book fans chuds when the stories are more progressive than they are? That's a good question. Probably because they focus more on the action stuff than they do the story and the political messaging. A lot of chuds seem basically incapable of recognizing undertones. They're incapable of recognizing themes. They just look at the surface level. So, like, they'll watch Star Trek, for instance, and they'll be like, cool, it's basically a military in space, and won't understand the political implications of Starfleet. I don't know. Steve Shives had a video on that, which was pretty good, about why some right-wingers like Star Trek. But, yeah, I don't know. Probably something similar in comic books. Seeing very surface-level stuff. Probably liking when Peter Parker punches Green Goblin in the face, and not so much when social issues come up about progressivism or just general tolerance, even.
You know, they want to think that they'll be able to have the wisdom or the discernment to tell, but it depends on where you are in your life. It depends on, you know, if you are open-minded. It depends on the information.
Will I cover the quartering again, or is it too boring and repetitive? It does get boring and repetitive, so I've been taking a break from quartering. He also hasn't posted anything that I looked at and went, I don't know. He hasn't posted anything that I thought was worth covering.
That you have access to. And one of the reasons why censorship is very detrimental to our growth is the fact that if people don't have the right access to different information, then they may not be able to make the proper decisions because they're not well informed.
The Necro with a link I'll look at later.
Next page. Next page. Do you like the movies? Let's go to the movies. Let's go see the stars.
I've been cataloging all my movies because I'm a big fan of collecting physical media. And I currently have, well, with the ones that are coming in today, because I've been ordering 4K Blu-rays because I finally got a 4K Blu-ray player, my PlayStation. And I now have over 400 physical releases, both TV shows and movies. So yes, I like movies. Purple Nickel says, I wasn't here yesterday as Peter reacted to the Arizona audit results. Yes, he's delusional. Adria Staley, thank you for the link. We'll look at this in a little bit. What was I going to say? Oh, I was thinking too, because I'm a big fan of movies. I don't know if anyone would care for this, but I was thinking about starting like a movie watch club. Sort of like a book club, but like maybe once a month or once every couple weeks or something. We could do a special stream where, you know, I'll announce what movie we're supposed to watch, and then we'll like watch the movie, not together, obviously. Or maybe if it's something that's on Amazon, we could do an Amazon watch party if you have Amazon. And then talk about the movie. I assume very few people would show up, but I don't know. It would just be something fun to do. Von Tuck says, Chuddy conspiracy prep type. Okay, thank you.
Cowboy heroes, cocks and robbers, glamour and strife, bigger than life.
We've seen Annie, we know the song. Wing the Ultimate Nug says, did you hear they're removing Star Trek from Netflix and putting it on Paramount or something exclusively? Yeah, which sucks, but I own the Blu-rays, so... But yeah, that does suck.
Anyway, it's made me goofy. Alright, so movies.
I have a Paramount Plus subscription anyway.
Movies, who likes...
You guys would be... I love movies and TV shows. I have a lot of subscriptions. I have Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Boomerang, Stars, BritBox, Shudder. I have a lot of streaming services I subscribe to. Amazon Prime, yeah.
Likes the movies. Everybody likes movies, right? Movies. I'm not going to lie. We all love
No, I do not subscribe to Crunchyroll.
movies. They're entertaining and enriching. The majority of people have very fond memories attached to movies and the characters that are in them. A solid narrative or documentary can get us thinking.
Boomerang is part of HBO Max. They don't have all the shows on the Boomerang streaming service that they have on HBO Max currently. If they add them, I will cancel my Boomerang subscription.
Deeply about the world we live in, because they force us to see a situation through another person's eyes. With that said,
Like, they're missing, on HBO Max, they're missing most of the Scooby-Doo movies, most of the Scooby-Doo series. I don't know if they have the... At least this was the last time I checked. They didn't have the Jetsons. Or some other stuff, I don't know.
let's talk about how movies can be used for malevolent purposes.
I did not see the Shudder movie about spaceships that are alive.
Movie, guys. I'm on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll save this lady, but so far I'm finding her a little boring. I'm talking over it. That's how bored I am. But I'll save her, and then in the future I'll look and see if she has any better stuff. But today we're just trying to breeze through and find new conspiracy people to subscribe to for future Tinfoil Tuesdays. When the Buildings Cried 2.0. So this guy thinks that buildings are... each part of this is like 2 hours long. Oh my god. This is like a 6.5 hour series. He thinks mountains are melted buildings. Okay, I'm adding him. The Truth Seeker 69. I trust him.
Having taken the long road to truth, we find that our world is nothing like what we were taught. Government-funded education.
Who would pick the movie, or would we have a selection to vote for? Yeah, I think we'd probably vote, get some nominations, and then do a poll of some kind. If it were like a special occasion, I might pick, like if it was a Halloween season thing, maybe I'd pick the movie and be like obviously, you know, the Halloween movie would be a good one to pick. I don't know. Could you stream movies on Discord? I'd rather not break international copyright law. So no. It would be your responsibility to watch the movie, procure it any way you know how. It's not my job to police what you do, but it would be everyone's... It's like a book club. Watch it independently, and then we come and talk about it. Halloween Town's a good choice.
Education system has indoctrinated the masses for generations to perceive the world the way they want us to perceive it, and not to see it for what it actually is.
Von Tuck says there's a sci-fi short story about Earth billions of years in the future where there are so many layers of dead civilizations piled on top of each other, archaeology and geology have merged. Maybe conspiracy weirdos took that story too seriously. P-Meal, thanks for 300 bits.
We are taught that we live on a spinning ball, hurtling through space.
Oh, they're a flat earther too, great.
At astronomical speeds. When nothing could be further from the truth.
Flowers for Brain says, if you were to do horror movies for Halloween, would you pick any horror film or stick to some that are Halloween related? Any horror film, probably. I'd probably start with, like, John Carpenter's Halloween and then move to other stuff. I don't know. Daylight Reckoning says, the Truth Seeker 69 when you like to give and receive truth at the same time. Vorkvoid says, what about public domain? If there was a public domain movie, then we could watch it together, but, you know. We've done that. We've done that on stream for Halloween before. We watched the original Little Shop of Horrors that's in public domain. We watched Manos, The Hands of Fate on stream, which is public domain.
Set. And you can see that we live in a flat earth realm. Flat and stationary, with the sky above us turning. We have been lied to on so many levels. Now we are going to expose a level that you may...
Did I watch Night of the Living Dead on stream? No, because there is a boob in it. There is a boob, and for next... I was going to say for next Halloween, but it is almost next Halloween, isn't it? Wow, it's been a year since we did that last Halloween stream. Holy shit. This year went by quick. I gotta download the movie, edit out the boob, and then we can watch it.
May not have ever considered.
Because it's Twitch TOS, to be clear.
But has actually been right in front of our eyes this whole time. Just like Flat Earth.
Yes. Or maybe it isn't boob. Maybe it is just ass shots. Either way, I gotta edit out all those shots.
Earth.
Asses TOS, yes. It is a butt, not a boob. Maybe I'll just do it under hot tub streams. Does that go?
Historical and geological
someone else made the same joke. Yeah.
timelines are completely fabricated.
Our feet TOS? Depending on the context, yes.
They added 1,000 years onto our historical timeline and tell us that mountains, canyons, gorges, volcanoes, etc. took millions of years to form. But nothing could be further from the truth.
I'm speeding this up a little bit. We're going 1.5.
We are going to explore the possibilities of what this realm that we live in really is. And what exactly are these so-called geological features that they tell us are mountains, waterfalls, gorges, natural cave systems, etc. We are going to look at the world with new eyes. We can now finally see what has been in front of our faces this whole time.
Oh, someone asked, what's the deal with the Spider-Man and Doctor Strange IP the other day? So, the estates of Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and I believe one other person who worked for Marvel are trying to terminate the copyright hold Disney has on those characters. I don't think they'll succeed, but I wouldn't be upset if they did, because it would strengthen the rights of creators against the large conglomerates that pay them to create work for them under work for hire. But chances are the lawsuit will end in a settlement. Probably.
So sit back, open your mind, and welcome to When the Buildings Cry.
Reminder that if Disney hadn't fucked up copyright by lobbying Congress, then Spider-Man would be in the public domain, like, in the next 2 years. But now Spider-Man's not going to be public domain until, like, the 21... into the 2100s, I'm pretty sure. Or close to it. Maybe the 2090s. I don't know the exact date.
I would like to read several quotes. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration.
These people talk too slow. It's already at 1.5 speed. I can crank it up to... Do you want to see? This is how he talks normally. This is normal speed.
Earth is a realm. It is not a planet. It is not an object. Therefore, it has no edge. Earth would be more easily defined as a system environment.
Oh my god. I'll crank it up to 2 times.
Earth is also a machine. It is a Tesla coil. The sun and moon are powered wirelessly with the electromagnetic field, the ether. This field also suspends the celestial spheres with electromagnetic levitation. Electromag levitation disproves gravity because the only force you need to counter is the electromagnetic force, not gravity.
That doesn't disprove gravity. Things can overcome gravity's force. That doesn't mean gravity isn't real. It means you exerted a force in the opposite direction more than equal that of gravity. Birds can fly because they produce thrust with their wings that allows them to fly, and then they glide. That doesn't disprove gravity. It proves that there are more forces than gravity. Okay. This is saved. I'm not going to watch the whole thing right now, but we'll save this for another day. Alright, what's this guy? Entities of the paranormal world.
Okay, guys.
Jumps.
Can
So
you
much
hear
for
and
gravity.
see me okay?
Ooh, loud.
This is the first time I've tried to do this on the new computer. My old one broke down, and this one would not work. I actually had to take this to a friend of mine who knows more about computers than I do and get this started. It looks like we're going. Can someone just give me a yes if you can hear and see me okay? Yes, okay, perfect. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Who was that? Ardomer 2010. Thank you. Okay, guys. Excellent. So the thing we're going to get started on tonight, and I'm going to jump right into it. You know, normally I give people a little time to show up, talk about something. I talk about something just to give people a few minutes to get here. But tonight there is a lot to cover in this particular subject. We're talking about the Fae, or what people call fairies. And honestly, I hate that word just because it gives people an idea about that it's something that they understand, that it's something that's portrayed in popular culture. And these things are
Then don't call them fairies?
Absolutely nothing like what people think whenever they hear the word fairy or whenever they hear the word fae. These are, you know, we've...
The Norse runes on his knuckles concern me.
Talked about things in...
I could be nothing. Maybe he just likes Norse stuff. It's possible. But also Norse symbology is often co-opted by white nationalist groups. So that's a red flag.
The past few... yeah, exactly. David says Tinkerbells. That's exactly right. That's the thing most people think of whenever they think of fairies. They think of things like Tinkerbell, or they think of garden gnomes, or, you know, these harmless, cute little things. And these are probably the things that fall into the realm of fae are probably by far the most horrifying things within the entire realm of
so like D&D fae, like mythological fae as opposed to pop culture kids entertainment fae. That's people understand that. People know the difference. At least people who play D&D know the difference. Fae can be very scary. Yeah, okay. I'll add this guy. He's interesting enough. He gives me Styx vibes. Oh, even up to the point where he's got a picture of an Ouroboros. I'm hoping he's not a white nationalist, but unfortunately some of this occult mysticism stuff sometimes goes hand in hand with white nationalism for some reason. I don't know why. All right, someone sent me this. Targeted individual. For those who don't know, targeted individuals are people who are paranoid. Sometimes will have, like, schizophrenia that's undiagnosed. They believe they're being followed or stalked by some nefarious group. Like someone who's actually being stalked is not a targeted individual. That's a victim of stalking. Targeted individual is someone who believes they're being stalked and they're not.
Morning, folks. So today I want to talk to you about the color scheme for the day on Channel 3 Eyewitness News. So now, basically the colors today are blue with yellow, and they're using Alex Lemonade stand commercials as a cover and a front. Blue.
Okay, this is an undiagnosed schizophrenic, probably.
Yellow and
opinion.
green. So, and 1-800-GOT-JUNK. The 1-800-GOT-JUNK commercial ran 2 times within 3 minutes between 6:30 and 6:35 this morning. So the 1-800-GOT-JUNK commercial, the colors are blue and green, which means be cold and go. Basically, and
yeah, this is paranoid, delusional. Everything is a sign. This is like what Call for an Uprising exhibits, but like cranked up to 11. This is a person who needs help. It's interesting, but I don't know. I certainly wouldn't ever make fun of this. This is someone who has mental health problems that need to be addressed. This is just really sad.
Just say the word and we can remove your junk. Yes, they're talking about the junk removal, but they're also referring to people. Okay, so if you're considered junk, which means that you don't conform to their ideology in life, you don't believe in what they believe in, no matter who you are or what you do, you will become junk and you will become a target. And what they do to targets is they basically excommunicate them, like the movie, like John Wick. He went in El Comunicado, and then they put people against you, and that's basically they don't want to touch you to kill you, but they'll try to kill you in other ways. And basically, the basis of this is murder without touching people, to help them. You know, we've talked about this, self-expire, or to have other people do their dirty work for them, to paint you as something that you're not, so that people in society will pit against you. Okay, but the whole premise of 1-800-GOT-JUNK is to remove the waste from society. Like someone is a waste, they don't work. Well, it happens. I work all the time. I've always worked. I'm a hard worker, and then they put me down for working. But that doesn't matter. They put you down for
feelings of persecution.
Everything. So it doesn't really matter.
Princess Amelia says, "Is this weird? For a moment I thought the junk removal was a euphemism for bottom surgery."
Because they're a bunch of lunatics, and they're really
no,
creeps.
That tracks.
They are people that just, you know, if they don't like somebody, they don't like you, you'll never be a part of their group. And who the hell wants to be a part of their group anyway, honestly? Because I never did. I didn't like people like that. I still don't like people.
Feelings of isolation and exclusion from some in-group, ill-defined in-group that's persecuting you. Yeah.
People like that. I will never like people like that, and I don't want to be bothered with people that are that way. That they can think that they have so much power and pull and play that they can mess with people's lives is beyond me. Okay, it really is beyond my realm of thinking. I believe in helping people, building them up, making them into better people, helping them become the best that they can be, seeing the potential in them, and helping them grow in, you know, whatever way they need to grow. So these people that are out there harassing others and discriminating, I mean, they're really discriminating against certain groups of people, and they're making it hard for them to live their lives, and they're doing it on purpose. This is the vehicle that they're using. So another thing that I noticed on the news, and see, they do this early in the morning because this is when the business people are up watching the news. These are the people that are in charge, okay? The ones that are running the actual show on the bottom levels, that are controlling people in the work environment and the work.
Purple Pondini says, "This reminds me of people who cling on to the QAnon stuff. I think I got this because I was searching for junk removal, then this popped into my YouTube Rex." Yeah, it's interesting.
Place. They're the ones running the show. Okay, they're the ones that are sending the orders down to, you know, the worker bees, if you want to call it bees, because they believe they're part of a hive. But anyway, yeah, so when they run these commercials early in the morning, that is the premise for the day. So it's junk removal today. So if you're considered junk, they're going to do anything they can to excommunicate you, make your life difficult, make you stop working, harass you, lie about you, send people after you, the whole 9 yards.
Believing people are telling rumors and lies about you behind your back constantly, it's another red flag for that kind of thing.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is just really sad. This is a woman who has undiagnosed mental issues. We might still look at her sometime, but I'm certainly not going to make fun of her. It's just really sad. But it is, I think, important to look at sort of red flags like that. So if you ever see it from your family or anyone you know, that you know what's going on, that it goes beyond normal conspiratorial thinking or even abnormal conspiratorial thinking and becomes a clinical mental health issue. So that's really sad. Is Genesis history? I assume this is a creationist channel. Gang stalking beliefs are a good indicator. Yeah. Is this all just clips from the documentary Is Genesis History, or where was the Tower of Babel? Where was the Tower of Babel is like asking where was Plato's cave. It's a bad question. You're missing the point. It's an allegory. It's not a literal thing. I think I've said that about the Atlantis thing, too, and it tracks. When people are like, we're looking for the lost city of Atlantis. It's like, no, Atlantis was an allegory. They never claimed it was a real place. You're kind of missing the whole point. It'd be like listening to the Plato's allegory of the cave and immediately being like, we gotta find these people trapped in a cave! Like, no, it's not a literal cave. I feel like someone with a background in paleontology or geology would probably have a really good time debunking this channel, but as I don't think I'd be able to do so properly. Just because I'm sure they're gonna gish gallop out a bunch of bullshit claims. But I don't know. The tower is said to be built in Kentucky next to the Ark, obviously. Let me see what a typical video by them looks like.
Matt, kind of give us an orientation here. We've got a lot of stuff. Yeah. What do we have here?
Sure. So this is where we're bringing in the bones that we dug out in the field.
Okay.
And you can see that all these are wrapped in aluminum foil up here. And the reason is because...
You're not going to cook them, are you?
No, hopefully not. I mean, we'll talk to whoever's in charge. But yeah, the basic idea here is that we don't want a bone that we pulled out, if it does fall apart, we don't want the pieces to get everywhere. So it keeps it inside the foil, keeps it safe for when they bring it back to Texas.
And these have been extracted by a number of individuals?
Yep, all across the area where we dig up bones, different people, and they put their names on them so you know who dug it out. And over here is where we keep all the kits for the stuff we actually need to get the bones out. You can see there's lots of glue bottles.
It frustrates me a lot when creationists get their hands on fossils, because, you know, there are a limited amount of fossils out there for procurement, for museums, for study by actual scientists, and then creationists get some, and it's like, oh god, they're gonna ruin them, or they're just not gonna use them properly, and they're gonna interpret them completely wrong. That's always frustrating. Did I watch the video Peter uploaded to his YouTube channel? Did he just upload one? Oh my god. No, I didn't.
That's very important.
Next Tinfoil Tuesday, maybe.
This is the super glue?
That is the super glue.
What do you use this for?
Hopefully not getting your fingers together.
Yeah.
But mainly you want to put these bones back together.
Yeah, these are boring. Don't get me wrong, they're promoting false information, but... Oh yeah, this is the raw meat guy, right?
What's up? Ever since I started eating raw meat, I've been getting the same comments over and over again. Humans evolved by eating cooked meat.
Correct. That is true.
I understand that I'm talking to mentally challenged people.
Oh, oof. No. Okay. So humans developed cooking, and then that was beneficial to us as a species for multiple reasons. Firstly, food safety reasons. It helps kill bacteria and stuff like that. Helps keep you safe. That's why if you don't cook pork properly, you can get diseases and chicken, you know, all sorts of that kind of thing. And secondly, cooking meat allows... How do I explain this? When you cook things, it makes it easier for your body to break it down and pull more nutrients from it. It's able to use the energy in the food more efficiently if you cook it first. So, it was advantageous for humans because you could get more energy and nutrients out of the same amount of food if you cook it.
Because they believe in evolution, so how do I even explain it to them?
Oh, he's a creationist too. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Some of you are watching right now. If you put your hand into fire, it will be ouchie, ouchie. And if you put it on a hot stove...
Solomon says, beef is the only meat I can get away with eating blue rare, but never raw. I like rare burgers or steak. I've never had blue rare, though, and I don't think I could. Let me look. Let's look at a blue rare steak. Yeah, that's a bit much even for me. Most restaurants, I'll do medium rare, just safety. Plus, most restaurants won't. It depends on the restaurant. Chain restaurants usually won't do outright rare. The lowest they'll go is medium rare for food safety reasons. If I was at a nice restaurant, I'd ask rare, but I would never do blue rare. That is very uncooked. Wow. But no, I like a rare steak or a rare burger.
Oh, it will also be ouchie.
Yeah, blue rare, you gotta get like really, really good meat. That's very unlikely to make you sick.
Ouchie, because fire is destructive, so don't put your food into it. Cooking destroys. What does it destroy? The cells, the molecules. What are you made out of? Where are the nutrients stored? What is meat? An animal. What are you? An animal. You're so fucking dumb. You brainwashed scientism following sheeple like studies.
Wow, he unironically used sheeple. I love this guy.
So much, right? At least you read the titles. Every study ever done shows that cooked meat has less nutrients. So how did we
what?
Evolve if raw food has more nutrients?
Because your body can absorb the nutrients better after it's cooked. So I don't know the absolute value of nutrients in cooked versus uncooked food, but regardless, your body is able to get more nutrients out of cooked food than raw food, even if more are present.
There's no fucking logic at all. Never has been. You believe a fantasy story. What do you need for brain growth? B12. Cooked meat is notoriously known for destroying even over 90% of B12 when it's well done. Creatine, also completely destroyed. The omega-3s, vitamin D, all of it is destroyed by cooking food. It has only caused brain shrinkage. Fuck. Something that is destructive is not going to make your food healthier or beneficial if you only do it for 5 or 10 minutes. If you cook your food for an hour, then you will turn it into charcoal. If you do it for a shorter period...
Kind of depends upon the heat you're applying and what you're cooking. Slow cooking is a thing.
Then you will destroy it less, but you still destroy it, you fucking idiot. Why the fuck do you do it at all? How did you evolve by eating food that has less nutrients? Explain that. I'm waiting. Where is the fucking proof?
The fact that all humans eat cooked meat and have for all of human history and are evidence of prehistoric humans also shows they ate cooked meat. Like, we have, like, for instance, when we're looking at, like, prehistoric sites, and we find, like, prehistoric, I don't know, like, let's say a cave that remained undisturbed, and we have, like, rudimentary tools or whatever from them, they also tend to find the bones of animals. Oh my god, holy fucking shit. An anonymous gifter gifts 100 tier 1 subs to the community. I don't know who did that, but holy shit, thank you. That's fucking crazy. Wow, now I'm just swearing a lot. Thank you. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's so fucking amazing. Thank you. Much appreciated. So anyway, shit, what was I gonna say? Soros himself, no kidding. Wow. Okay. So what was I saying? So when they find, these caves where they, or wherever, where they find, you know, remains of prehistoric humans, they also find bones of meals that these people made, and they can identify tools being used. That's something that happens pretty often, is tools being used on these bones, because they can see cut marks in the bones. But also, they're able to determine that they cooked the food, because when you cook food, the bones are different than if you have raw meat that you've cooked. So we know that prehistoric humans cooked meat. Like, hominids have cooked meat for a while, at least once you get to, like, the tool-making stage of hominid development. And it was incredibly advantageous. It's one of the reasons human beings ended up evolving to become, you know, the dominant species on the planet. We're able to function on less and be safer while doing so when we cooked. It's great. Eating 1.5-year-old rotten chicken is one of his videos? Oh no.
They will say, we denatured the proteins so that we can absorb them better. Fantasy story, where's the proof? Never been.
What do you mean, where's the proof? What? Do you think scientists haven't looked into this?
Proof. You're making up bullshit and you believe it. You're a religious believer. You believe man-made beliefs. That's it. That's it.
Here's the perfect example of a study done by imbeciles. And by using studies like this, they actually come to the conclusion that cooked meat is more nutritious because it has more calories. Completely ignoring the micronutrients and everything else that has been destroyed by cooking, which you need for proper development.
Do you mean macronutrients? Did you say micronutrients?
Development of the human body and every other animal. This proves how bad cooked meat is. It's so ridiculous once you understand it. Look at raw, it says 16. Then look at PF, which stands for pan-fried, 24. Why? Because when you cook meat, the water leaves the meat. And where are the water-soluble vitamins? In the water. This is why they have to add more dry cooked meat to make it 100 grams again. So they make it seem as if magically they created protein out of thin air by cooking the meat, when actually they lost weight because they lost the water and had to add more dry meat to it to make it 100 grams again. This completely proves how much better.
He thinks they added more dried meat at the end in order to justify their results. Did you link to this study? Food science, vitamin B12, E, and D content of raw and cooked beef. Bullet Bill with 100 bits says, "Hey Hannah, I love your Peter videos. I hope he can one day come to his senses, but like you, I don't have much hope." Same. Abstract, the relationship of carcass grade primal cuts and cooking to vitamin B12, E, and D inseparable. Lean beef was studied. The average vitamin B12 content in 471 samples of raw and cooked beef was 3.17, excuse me, UG out of 100 G. I actually don't know what that, I know it's not a U, I know that's like a Latin letter. Can anyone who's a scientist, because Baja's not here, tell me what the UG means? That would be helpful. Micro? Is that it? Just means micro? Okay. Microgram, thank you. 3.17 micrograms per 100 grams. The vitamin B12 content of raw and cooked beef was similar. However, on considering the moisture and fat loss during the cooking, there was a 27 to 33% loss of B12. The vitamin E content of raw and cooked beef was similar in average, 133 micrograms per 100 grams for 464 samples, from 33 to 4% of the original vitamin E. Okay. So, you lose vitamins, but gain the ability to pull more calories out of the meat, and also food safety. That's a reasonable trade-off. If you have more calories from the meat, you're able to go out and do more activities, hunt and gather to get more stuff in order to make up for the loss of macronutrients within the meat that you have cooked. That's pretty understandable. Not to mention, fewer people in your tribe, in your group, in your family are going to die of food-borne diseases because you're cooking the meat. That seems like a pretty obvious trade-off right there. I'm glad humans invented cooking.
Better raw meat is. How can you put meat in?
Cooked meat is man-made. Your body only recognizes natural food. Hello?
I've been eating cooked food my whole life, and no, God, I gotta wear a bra with this shirt. It keeps slipping down and almost too far. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck was I saying? Shit.
This is why there are no studies done on the digestion of raw meat in humans. It would.
That's probably an ethical issue. I wouldn't subject human beings to that. Grizia says, also fewer die of starvation because you need calories first and nutrients second. Yeah. You're not going to be healthy if you're lacking nutrients, but your body can function for a while as long as you have calories. Like, you'll be able to hunt more. You can make up for it in volume. Glad you need a bra, Hannah. Me too. The hormones are working. What I eat in a day.
Hey, this is an update of what I eat in a day. I guess some of you want to see me eat raw meat, and sure, I'll do it if it's interesting for you. For me, it's nothing special because I've been eating it for months, so it's just normal, it's natural. I'll show you what I eat and how I eat it. So, here we go. I usually start off my day with this. This is a ribeye steak. 2 pieces of it. This is 200 grams, so it's 400 grams in total. And the fat is supposed to be yellowish, which is a sign of being grass-fed. I almost always eat the meat with butter nowadays because it doesn't have enough fat. So this.
Wait, butter's man-made. You said you don't like cooked meat because it's man-made. Butter's man-made. Butter is a product humans make with animal secretions. What the fuck? Tommy says, so this might be a thing.
Want some road pasta after the game? Got that. Meatballs? You know we got that. What about the spaghetti sandwich? Mom's got that too. Get ready to get some Mom's Spaghetti Detroit. Opening in the alley next to Union Assembly this September.
Honestly, a spaghetti sandwich where the bread is garlic bread would be fucking delicious.
This is raw milk butter from France, but it's been made mildly sour and it's not organic. Whereas this is organic and hasn't been made sour, but it's pasteurized. So there's hardly any difference as far as our eyes go. I simply eat the meat with my hands, as we are supposed to. Just like that. It's very delicious. Anybody who's on any diet would still very much enjoy this, I'm absolutely sure about it, even if you eat for taste, which I don't.
Don't do anything he's doing. Don't eat raw meat. Cook your meat, folks. Consider this your disclaimer. Don't do this.
But it's just a nice side effect. It actually tastes great. And what I really like is the fat. So I wish it was made out of more fat. That's one of the reasons why ribeye steaks are one of my favorites, because it still has at least some fat compared to a lot of other cuts. And there's also some parts which are not fully chewable. In this case it is, but usually there are some, which is what you would eat the fat, and you gotta watch out at the fly.
Okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. What's this thing about please help me see my son?
Hey guys. I was going to post a goodbye video. Just a black screen with the text bye. That's what I was thinking about the last 2-3 weeks. I didn't even have the motivation to create a proper goodbye video. I really wanted to get back into making videos and be my old self, so to speak, but I've come to realize that it's impossible. There's no moving on from this, and there's only one thing that I can do at this point, which I really need help with. I realized that I went through torture basically like in the Saw movies with Demon over the 2 years. And of course back then when I left I was in a fight and flight situation, so I just booked a ticket and I wasn't signed up as the father of my son, as I talked about, because she wanted to get more welfare money. So all that I could think about in that moment was to quickly get away, and I tried to move on from it and so to speak start a new life and so on and experience other things, but there is no moving on from it. It's always in the back of my head, and it got so severe simply because Demon called me, as some of you know, in August and told me that we could both take care of our child. It's not only her object, as she believes, because she asked my mom for money to see pictures of him. She was gonna send pictures to my sister, but said please just don't let Gattis see them. Really, really crazy.
This is depressing. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna... Yeah, he's on my conspiracy list, but like... Is this just another chud? Looks like a chud. Also covers a lot of sports stuff, it looks like. Oh, God. Unless that was a playlist that they made of other channels? But
I
no,
have a sports store that caught my attention.
Them. I don't care much for sports-related chud stuff, because I don't know anything about sports. What was this one? Canadian Prepper
Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. So, we're coming at you very...
Don't apologize for sharing stuff. It's fine. That's what we're here for today, to find new people to cover.
back style today. No fancy audio equipment, no fancy video equipment. We're just going to cut right to the chase. And I'm using my phone, and it looks like it's got some kind of filter that's making my face look a lot smoother than it is. Isn't that great, this augmented reality universe where everything seems better than it actually is? Okay, so let's cut right to the chase here. So I've been getting a lot of anecdotal reports of people who are quitting their jobs, going off grid, taking early retirement to avoid and opt out of these mandates that have been going on basically all over the world. Okay,
that'd be fine. That's fine. That's kind of the point, is either if you want to function in society, you need to follow the rules of society and accept responsibilities. But if you don't want to do that, go live in the woods. I don't care.
Everybody's getting their little...
Bullet Bill says, Hannah, have you checked out Mud Fossil University? He looks at pictures of rocks and claims they're body parts. Can I get a link?
Little taste of it, and it seems a little pernicious what's going on. And I want to, before we get into this, say that this is not medical advice. I think you should do whatever your licensed medical practitioner in your life advises you to do, okay? If they say to do something, I think you should do that. I think you should take their advice. So I'm just kind of trying to look at this from a bird's eye view and give you my take on it, because there is a pernicious nature to ceding territory like this in terms of rights and freedoms. Okay, so if I, for lack of better terms, I got my...
Vaccine mandates are not a new thing. They've been required for kids in school for a long time. This isn't even the first time the United States has mandated vaccines in any way, shape, or form. Not a new thing. There's a link to Mud Fossil Guy. Thank you.
Bullet here that I can twirl in my hand. This helps me be more analytical and get my thoughts.
You're very badass for using a bullet.
Out in a way which is less inhibited, we'll say. So if I was the power elite of the world, for lack of better terms, I'm talking about, you know, the congressmen and women, the high-ranking politicians, the lobbyists, the bankers, the corporate interests, all those people who are at the top of the hop. Okay, those people who get to those parties that we're never, ever going to be invited to. Well, maybe if I keep going at this prepping thing and I build this massive preparedness Amazon-like prepping empire, which probably is not...
I hate the elites. I hope I get to be one of them someday.
Not going to happen. But if I do make it there, I promise I'll come back with the secrets of the universe. Now, if I was one of these people, and I knew that we are going to be entering some crazy times with respect to supply chain disruptions, inflation, possible stagflation, hyperinflation. If I knew that these climate issues were going to continue to mount, political issues, World War III down the road, who knows how many years, decades. At some point, there's going to be a clash of titans, and I think everybody knows it. We also know that there's a widening wealth gap. Okay, we know that the rich have become insurmountably rich throughout this pandemic, and the middle class is being degraded. The poor are just, you know...
Again, it comes back to capitalism without regulation, or capitalism in general being an issue, and these people don't want to talk about it or just choose not to. It's kind of weird.
Being left behind, and the only thing that's really keeping the poor complacent at this point is cheap cell phones. That's it, because the food sucks. Shrinkflation is basically...
I don't know, I got some pancake bites recently that are pancake balls, but on the inside is chocolate. Those are pretty bomb. Just saying. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna add this guy. Good enough. Climate change denier. Dokie. So this guy is the Mud Fossil guy. Let's see what most popular videos are.
Okay, my good friends, it's Roger, Mud Fossil University, again with a special...
That appears to be photoshopped, although I guess it could be a really ancient statue and it's just on a bad screen. I don't know.
Special request from a good friend, Aaron Hartman, over at Age of Disclosure, and time to reveal.
So he thinks old statues are real, were alive.
Oh, the giants, I believe. Now, I tell Aaron and
does he think the Statue of Liberty is secretly alive, or that we encased Abraham Lincoln in some sort of cement in order to make the Lincoln Monument?
And comment on things for him now and then, because I do the chemistry part, and I have Mud Fossil University on YouTube, which you should come and subscribe to it.
Thank you, UVD Semper Virens. Thanks.
It has all of the research, and it's very deep research, and there's no guesses there, and there's no guesses on my Mud Fossil research page on YouTube either. It's strictly research, so there's nothing there that as a matter of fact, I only post research and then people can comment and challenge it. There's no actually posting there. Now, Aaron has a whole different situation. He allows people to come in and look and think and do all the things that are required to think. I'm at a point where I cannot allow anything that's not 100% valid because
This is a different video by him called Sacred Womb Caves. Does he think caves are wombs?
Okay, my friends, Roger, Mud Fossil University.
Why? First of all, the number of tabs he has open is giving me anxiety. Secondly, why are all his videos him filming his screen with a camera? Streamlabs OBS is free. Like, imagine if this channel, instead of this, was me just filming something with a webcam. That would actually be kind of a funny April Fool's video, to do an April Fool's stream in the style of a bad conspiracy video.
See, if you have young kids and you're a little sensitive to graphic reproductive system things, I would remove them. Now, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to get into some reproductive things that they had reverence for in the ancient texts. And what am I talking about? Vaginas. You know I'm big into vaginas. Now, so what are we going to do? Well, we're going to get into some vaginas. Now, what did they think of them? And what was a vagina to them? Well, guess what it was? He says the ancient Maya thought that both leaving and entering a sweat bath had the meaning. Leaving was like rebirth, leaving the sweat bath. Entering was like being eaten. I mean, this is just too much for me. I'm going to tell you.
You've heard of the Dussy. Now, hear of the Dave. No, that'd be wrong. It'd be the Pave. It's a cave. That's a vagina.
And it says the archaeologists think the ancient
a vagina?
Maya looked at.
We'll workshop it.
Sweat bath is like being eaten because of some of the doors they found. These doors were.
Vave isn't bad.
Built like the mouths of certain beings. They think the doors were the mouths of, that they were doors. They weren't the actual.
Oh no, he's using Linux. You're ashamed.
Mouths. No, listen to this. There were also doors made to look like belly buttons.
The K-gina. The K-vussy. I like K-vussy. This is, you've heard of the Dussy. This is the K-vussy.
We're looking at.
I just realized he's pointing at the screen with a feather. Oh, it's a quill.
Creatures that belly button would be no problem to make a door out of it. Wait till you see what I'm going to show you. Flip out. These also had the same meaning as the doors that look like mouths. What's not often mentioned is their locations are associated with the worship of a reptilian being. Now, as you know, I have found dragons and snake things all over the earth. And
have you?
I posted up here, I was going to do a video on this. Now, this is on a Fair Use Act. And the reason I'm doing it is they're showing a sweat bath. It's a vagina. And here, let's watch what they have to say about it. Now, this is Zohar Stargate Ancient Discoveries. I'm subscribed. They have 447,000 subscribers, and they do some very nice work. I always give them a thumbs up because they do a good job. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at it. Okay, get ready. All right, let's look at this very carefully. See these balls right here? They come around in a circular pattern. See this? And you see that right up there? This is as much of the picture as we're going to get. This is from that same thing. Now I'm going to bring it down the best we can see it. But you can see there, I believe, is the urethra. Believe this is the structure. Now, whether they put these in there or not, I don't know, because there are anchor balls that surround.
Speedy Yoshi says, I'm gay, and even I know, no, just no.
Different, like, sphincter muscles and things like that. It's amazing.
Vagavern, that's pretty good.
And I also believe this might be pretty natural as well, because in between where the legs meet here, there's a little...
They're not legs. This is a flat surface.
Bit of a strip of tendon that anchors into the muscle. And I believe this could very well be it. And then, of course, you have the vaginal entry. And in this...
Vaginal!
Was used as a sweat bath. They go in there and they talked about being born and eaten and reborn and all that business. And I could
eaten. This is turning into a vor thing.
See over here, this is the type of tissue material that you would have in the fleshy area heading off into the legs. Now, I don't know about all this little, this looks like somebody carved it or something, but this is bloody muscle.
Sorry, I didn't mean to miss your messages, Speedy Yoshi. Speedy Yoshi says, Hannah, I made the mistake of going through one of Bryson's Twitter threads, and people are like, the audit proved fraud, but we can't do anything about it because the DMs are untouchable. Or the DMS are untouchable. Minecraft me, please. And then... yeah, I have this on here. Oscar, New Breed of Hero. OJ Shrimpson, come on, I was not even there. Oh no. Shark Tale, why?
And what happens is, you know, this could have been somebody patched this in there, whatnot, to make it a good entryway. I don't know. But I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing a urethra, I'm seeing a vagina, I'm seeing that, what I think they might call it the vestibule, I'm seeing what might be tendinous, I'm seeing what might be muscle. And this is the kind of things they did. There was the Tracian womb cave, too. Let's take a look at that. All right, this is the Tracian womb cave. And I absolutely can guarantee you this is real. And again, the same thing. The vestibule was...
He might be onto something with this one.
was here. The urethra was there. Obviously, that's the vagina. The tissue is surrounding it is that type of tissue. This little slit right here tells you this is real, because that's the slit that is the weld where the...
Can you not use the term slit, please?
Seams come together to fold after the blastula, which is the ball that forms your gut, inverts, and then it welds together. After you get waterlogged, it splits. That's what you're going to see in the womb caves. If you see that split, you're in the
classic womb cave.
Womb. Just to show you, this is what normally there's a ball like this. It starts to grow, and at a certain number of cells, it pops inside of itself, and then you get this seam, the welds here, comes together, and this is where all your guts.
Strumble, he says slit. Purple Nickel says this man did not get laid enough.
Come all your organs. All right, they were everywhere, and that's the seam. This one's split, and that's the vagina. All right.
I feel like Sigmund Freud would have a lot to say about this. I don't know what he would say, but probably something about this guy's mother, and something about cocaine, and something about masturbating his female patients.
Another one. There is that split. I'm just telling you. And you see these little things here? They call those, I believe it's called the vaginal wrinkles. And that's the ripples that are inside the vaginal canal. I mean, it's what it is. Remember I told you that other vagina wasn't gigantic? This one you could consider pretty gigantic. That right there is the seam. These are the vaginal wrinkles, or whatever it was called before. And this is, I believe it's called Son Dong Cave in, I believe it's Vietnam. That is the seam right there. The vaginal mat or something, I think they might call it. But that's where it comes together and it welds right along that seam. Now that one didn't split like the other ones did quite as much.
Speedy Yoshi says, typical man, can't find the clit.
I mean, it was giant.
What's with the stereo? I don't understand that stereotype, for the record, because I only came out, you know, I don't know, like, I came out probably 2 years ago at this point. I actually think it's almost the anniversary. Hold on, let me look, of when I came out to everyone publicly online. Let me look when that was. Ew. September 25th, 2019. So 2 years ago today was the day I came out in a video to everyone officially. So that's nice. That's a coincidence. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, as someone who is still socialized and raised as male, the clit is not hard to find. Like, what are these people doing? Where does that stereotype come from? Happy anniversary. Indeed. Bullet Bill with 100 bits says, congrats, Hannah. Thank you.
It's everywhere, and I mean giants. I have them on my own property here, over 200 feet tall.
Bitter Grin says, happy anniversary. Also, I'm gay and I know where the clit is. Like, seriously, are there seriously dudes out there? And hey, I've never slept with a dude, so I can't say I know the experience. Like, are there seriously dudes out there who are just like, oh yeah, I'm ready, and then they just like stick it in and like just, you know, hump for like however long, and then they're done, and they don't think anything else is involved in sex? Because that is like so fucking ridiculous, especially at this point. You know what I mean? You gotta know better in 2021. Mass Lunacy says, I think it's not so much finding, but actually utilizing the clit during sex. Okay.
And I took samples of them personally myself, sent them off. They were tested. DNA is human. And I had the anatomist check to look at the body parts that I found.
Anatomist.
And say, yeah, they're absolutely human.
Steve says, yep, there are dudes like that. Also hype. We are on a hype train. 27% to level 1.
And this is absolutely...
Speedy Yoshi says, do you know who's a selfish lover who can't find the clit? Batman. Yeah, this is bullshit. Batman absolutely eats the box for justice.
A vagina. I
Fuck
can't
DC.
Say it's human. It could be reptilian, but normally the reptilian things that I have found are very simple.
For the record, reptilian cloacas are very different from your human vaginas, okay? Stone Corbell, thank you for gifting a sub.
Similar to a...
They're much more efficient, okay? Cloacas, one hole for ins and outs, okay?
Avian anatomy. Now, whether they have vaginas like this, I can't tell you. But I can see there's that split. This is real stuff. It's all very, very real, and it's been ignored and suppressed because it changes everything. I mean, it puts everything back to the way reality was before we got enlightened.
KBS says, my wife is 52. We got together in 1996. She had never had an orgasm with a male partner before me. She says, oh my god. Someone should have taught boomer men to please their wives. Maybe they wouldn't have hated each other so much. Speedy Oji says, look, all I'm saying is it's not a coincidence Batman's most common love interest is a cat. Cat. Kitty. Pussy. Gen X, sorry. All these kids listening to Kurt Cobain and not knowing where the clit is. That'd be a funny isolated audio clip from me. Alright, this guy's saved. We'll watch his stuff in the future. Von Tuck says evangelicals definitely ignore the clit. It's Satan's doorbell. Don't touch it. Speedy Yoshi says, look, all I'm saying is it's not a coincidence oh, wait. I read that one, sorry. Stromboli says, not every clit is in the same place, but everyone's pleasure spot is different. Some women I've met don't like clit stimulation, but like bottom of vagina stimulation. My wife squirts from clit stimulation in one way, but it's not the same as when I'm in her. Genitals are complicated. Yeah.
You know, there's been some very peculiar weather in New York over the past few months. Maybe if AOC cranked open her gigantic ass jaw and looked up at the sky, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Oh, is he like a chud?
As she could have easily sucked up all that rain, and then we just drag her bloated ass over to the East River to evacuate the sewage properly.
Poet's Fire with a TikTok.
Well, it seems to me that that's just what's missing.
These scumbags were publishing articles about climate change while people were drowning in their basements.
As a result of climate change. Yeah, they're related. 68% to level 1 with 30 seconds left.
They do not wait 1 second before revealing their true colors. They have chosen an agenda, a lie they believe will give...
It's not a lie. Extreme weather events are going to continue to get worse as we fail to address climate change properly. Like, this is life now. That's life now. Okay. I'll save this guy under chuds.
From the whole idea of...
Camino. Nope, wrong one. Sorry. Strumbler for Wi-Fi says, bits to blow my load. And then Camino says, climate change isn't an agenda. It's a thing that's happening. What a fucking dumbass. Yeah.
evolution.
What's missing?
Good acting.
Life cannot come from non-life. But then in the next chapter, it talks about how all life sprung from non-living material.
Abiogenesis is supported by a lot of evidence.
Then it talks about mutation and natural selection and how it can change one animal
Solomon says, last guy sounded like a horny Nephilim free clone.
into another, but mutation only loses information.
That's not true.
So how does a simple living organism
Why do they think mutation only loses information?
turn into something like us?
Evolution. That's called evolution.
I mean, you have to think about, like, the complexity of the human eye and how we could never design something like that.
Pretty much any idiot could design a better eye than what we've got going on. In fact, a lot of animals have better eyes than humans do. Cephalopods don't even have the blind spots that we have.
Or how the human body can heal itself.
Healing is primarily the result of cell division. We know how that works too.
I just don't understand how some half-pound insect-eating shrew that somehow dodged whatever killed the dinosaurs could evolve from ape to ape-man over millions of unseen years, and then poof, you have humans.
Well, that's because your teacher sucks.
Okay, I can't watch any more of that. The actual teacher guy, good. But cringy anti-evolution stuff is so fucking frustrating. Okay, we've been going for 3.5 hours. I think we got some new good conspiracy stuff to look at on the next Tinfoil Tuesday. Not bad, not bad. I'll try and find some more over the weekend, over today and tomorrow, or on Monday, and yeah. Oh, by the way, hi Baha. before I raid whoever I'm going to raid and sign out, the patron-only live show is supposed to be tomorrow, the last one of the month. But I forgot a friend is having a birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to be heading over to hang out for a birthday thing. So it won't be tomorrow. We're going to do the patron-only live stream of the month Monday. So keep an eye out in your patron feeds for that. Or patron messages. Either way. Raid Jeff Holiday. Is Jeff on? Okay. I talked about him earlier, so that makes sense. Oh, Jeff is doing Passions Saturday today. Jeff and a friend of his watch the soap opera Passions and make fun of it and enjoy it and, you know, have a good time. Stone Corbell says, do you subscribe to Occult Demon Cassette on YouTube? They're not a chud themselves, but they upload old Satanic Panic videos and other old video stuff. One sec. Occult Demon Cassette. Let me look that up real quick. Awesome. Yes! Thank you. That's a great one. I love classic conspiracy stuff. Alright, let's raid, shall we? Have a good evening, everyone. I will see you Monday if you're a patron, or Tuesday for the next Tinfoil Tuesday if you're not. See you then.